This is my part. That's me. Good evening, chat. Pokemon 65 Ash, thank you for the 14. Dark Ross with the 73. Z Lamplatic with the 9. Sleepy Time T with the 62. A Ginger God, thank you for the Prime. Food Guy with the 32 months. Mend 5 Lover with the 2 months. Hermie with the 2 months. Rachel with the 33. Wolfpack Dragon, thank you for the sub. Holly Hotcake, thank you for gifting a sub. Basketball Gal with the brand new sub. Comrade Luffy with the gifted sub. Akoi Choi, thank you for the 8 months. Hey Dante with the 63. Dragon Scars with the 2 months. Rosary, thank you for the 5. A Thrill with the Prime. Jenny with the 6. Comrade Luffy with the 3. Kiki, thank you for the 15. Honey with the 9. Queen Danny with the 6. Buddy with the 13. And QT Birthmark, thank you for the Prime. Hello, everybody. Hello. Have you seen Fandy's stream? I'm not going to watch that. That is outside of my pay grade or personal interest. You guys don't know, Fandy is doing something very brave. She's giving birth on stream. So... do you see your Rage's reaction to the button push? I haven't, but we'll probably do clips like tomorrow or the next day. Admittedly, I'm having really bad anxiety and I just got back from urgent care, but we have a sponsor tonight. Yeah, boy. JD, thank you for the Prime. Urgent care for anxiety. Urgent care for... I've been having chest pain and I just got in my head about it a lot. Like really, really bad. I've had it for like 3 days. And so I went to urgent care and they did an EKG, which looked mostly fine. There was this thing called like incomplete red bundle or something. But he was like, that's usually like a fluke, so it's fine. I was like, okay. And then he was like, all right. And then we'll do a chest x-ray. And I was like, okay. And then I'm randomly paranoid about an aortic dissection. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that. And so I was asking him about that. And he was like, well, you need to go to the ER to get a, you have to go to the ER and get a CT scan with contrast to rule that out. And I was like, well, should I do that? And he was like, if you want to rule it out. And I was like, well, should I rule it out? And he was like, he was just like, whatever you feel. And then it's like, oh my God. And it's just like, ugh, you know how it is. Anyway, yes, I saw the same fucking TikTok as all of you. I saw the same TikTok as all of you, and that's why I can't be on TikTok. It's all fun and games for me on TikTok until I see a TikTok like that. Hi, Sivers. Hi, baby. My mom just died of aortic dissection. Okay, well, that's super not helpful. Did she smoke by chance? Actually, that might be helpful. Honestly, low-key, that might be helpful. Respectfully, what day did she get pain and when did she die? Sorry, not to like be morbid here. He got timed out. He just got untimed out. I think he got timed out because my chat knows that. Oh, she had an actual little heart attack before, so I think you'd know. Oh, okay. Well, I'm very sorry for your loss, but anyway. It's just been anxiety's a bitch. It's been so bad. Heard you had a man sub in for Ray this week? Yeah. Cutie, if you haven't had any prior heart issues, you're probably okay. I mean, I have like my high-ish cholesterol and did you hear a pop but with a painful feeling in the chest? Well, that's the problem is I felt like there was a pop and then I just got in my head, but I don't know if there actually was one or if it was just like a crack of like my back or my chest. You know when your chest bone like pops? Especially I was like laying and I was like tossing and turning and I felt like a little pop here. And then the problem is right after that, unironically, is I watched freaking TikTok and then I got scared. And then I was like, fuck. Ugh. Anyway, I've just been having one of those. Do you have frequent panic or anxiety attacks? You know what? Panic attacks kind of went away for a few years and like depression set in, but now depression seems to be going away and panic attacks are coming back. And I'm like, would prefer the depression, I won't lie. Anyway. It's just been really rough lately for my anxiety. It's been like somewhat insufferable this past month. It's been like really bad. I won't lie to you. But whatever. I thought about taking, I have lorazepam for my anxiety attacks. I thought about taking lorazepam today and seeing if the chest pain goes away, because if the chest pain goes away with lorazepam, then it's probably not an actual heart attack. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think you could be pregnant? No, I'm currently bleeding out of my vagina. Thank you for asking. Did you change meds recently? No. I think it's just like aging and my hormones kind of being all over the place. Do you have an O2 pulse finger checker? Yeah, I've been checking my heart. My heart rate's been like fine. I just like, I don't know. It's been bad. I'm not doing well if I'm being 100% honest with you guys. My blood pressure was low. My blood pressure was 111/72. But maybe I think, especially since this sounds stupid, but like bear with me. I think since you guys are here and you're like actively watching me, this is going to sound very parasocial. I might take my anxiety med right now. That way, like, God's my witness, like you guys are my witness, and I can't gaslight myself into something else. You know what I'm saying? Because we make you anxious. No. It's because when you have hypochondria, when you have anxiety, you kind of convince yourself into stuff. And so there's been times that I've taken my anxiety meds and I'll sit there and I'll like gaslight myself into thinking that I'm like, I don't know. It's just weird. And so it might be nice to have someone watching me, if that makes sense. And you guys are quite literally watching me. I think I'm going to do that. Sorry, this is such a weird start to the stream. Ebb and Flow, thank you for the 10. First time catching your stream. Sorry, I am having an anxiety/OCD/hypochondria flare up. That's been pretty bad for the past month, but it seems to just be really, really bad right now. Let Lovely, thank you for the 2 months. The Bigger Fish, thank you for 6. Yeah, I usually text Lud whenever I take meds. But it'd be nice if like I have literally people watching me. I'm going to go grab them. So whatever, okay? I'll be back. I'm just going to go get a pill. Pills. These are mostly vitamins, which I should also take. Turmeric. Vitamin D. Oh, I'm almost out. I gotta order more of that one. Omega 3s. And then my lorazepam, which I won't show you because it has my legal name on it. So, all right, let's take a vitamin D. And then let's take 2 omega-3s. And then let's take a turmeric. Double Dave, thank you for the 13. Green Dioline, thank you for the 5. Okay. And now I think I will only take 0.25. We're going to take 0.25 lorazepam, okay, guys? Uh-oh. Almost dropped it. Is tiny. Is this big. So I get 0.5 as my prescription, but sometimes I'm afraid to take 0.5, so I just take 0.25, you know? But that feels like a good start, huh? Is in my body. Did you see Fandy? That was crazy. Has the baby come out? Not yet. Yeah, I don't want to see that. Respectfully, it's natural and beautiful, but... Wait, what? Fandy is currently giving birth live on stream. Which is a sentence I never thought I'd say. Like real birth? Yes. Hype train must be crazy. Very gorgeous. Thanks. Very sweet. Is everyone gonna see her vagina? Have they like showed her vagina? Have they like showed it crowning or anything? James, thank you for the sub. No, it's totally PG. That's so interesting. It has to be TOS. Yeah, but Mike, thank you for the 54 months. I mean, I feel like it's still TOS. It's definitely gonna nominate that for best collab stream. Mr. Arthur set it all up. What the heck? What a weird sentence. That's a crossover I never expected. D's not saying at 51. I don't want to come off as non-supportive. I'm just afraid of childbirth. That's all. Astel, thank you for the sub. Oh, crap. The food I ordered is here. Fans text me. Did PR training get canceled or pushed back? It's tomorrow. I got the days wrong. It's tomorrow. But Lacey was texting me today and he knows that my anxiety is really bad. So there's a small chance it gets canceled. I'm just like at the point of like, I'm not very functioning. I won't lie to you guys. I'm not, when I say my anxiety's bad, I'm like pretty stun locked right now. Like I feel very lucky that I'm live right now. I'm just really not doing good. Did you really not like the new Taylor album? I like parts of it. I think it's a fun album. I like it for what it's supposed to be, and it's supposed to be a fun album. I hate that I've dissected it so much that people think I don't like it. You don't love it? It's not my favorite album of all time, no. But that's okay. 28 album versions in less than a week when you combine CD vinyl is crazy though. Listen, I have been a long time hater on the variants. I've been a hater since Evermore when she started doing all the variants. Like, I've never been a fan of those. I think it's insane. That's I've never ever said that those were chill. I thought they were crazy. Did you buy the Truman Show exit sign Easter egging? I don't know. I'll be honest, I've kind of given up hope on like all these little Easter eggs and stuff. They like what that leads to another variant? Like, thank God. You know what I'm saying? Like, after the door thing felt like a slap in the face as a Swiftie. Like all that, like I was like up all night, like excited to see what was gonna come out of the doors, and then it was just a lyrical video. I was like, come on. Did you think the lewd lyrics were disappointing coming from her? No, fuck that shit. Anybody can sing about anything they want. She can sing about shoving a dildo up her ass for all I care. She's an adult. We did talk about it on Wine About It a little bit today, and I'm nervous how stuff is going to get clipped out of context because I feel like I wasn't saying things correctly. But whatever. I'm just going to stay off the internet. When are you going to have T-Pain on Wine About It? When he wants to come on Wine About It. When are you getting Benson Boone on Wine About It? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we got some Halloween decorations in here. I'll add a few more, but God, I don't feel good, you guys. I did see the Sakura and Jason thing, of course, you guys. It makes me, as an auntie for both of them, it stresses me out. Stresses me out. Just making it public. Respectfully, obviously they've, yeah. I think relationships on the internet are relationships on steroids, like insane. And so it just makes me anxious for them because it's just hard. It's just really hard. I wish they could have stayed private, yeah, but there's only so much you can do with, you know, leaking. You have to be very, 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 very careful in order to stay private. But what can you do? They're, as long as they're happy and as long as they stay happy, and everyone, I think what's really important, I'm not trying to speak on something that's none of my business. But from what I've heard is from, like, I think it's just how people treat them. Everyone just needs to treat them like their own people and not like a hashtag. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what's the most important thing. I think people kept reading into everything, so she leaked it for them to stop. I don't know. It doesn't matter why she leaked it. Like, she leaked it for their own reasons. I'm sure it's, you know, fine and happy and everything's going to be great. But just don't be... Or she didn't leak the leak for the first reasons, but they've said their piece now for their own reasons. But yeah, just don't be weird. Someone's biting your shit.
Fuck my stupid Chungus life. Bro.
What the helly?
Stop fucking saying that shit. Like, it's enough. Fuck my Everybody's stupid... heard it enough. Just stop. It's fine. You're not even Chungus. Just fucking stop.
You're not even Chungus. This is so funny. Her friends do not like her.
Fuck my stupid fucking Chungus life.
What did you say? What's happening to you? What's wrong with her?
Fuck my stupid fucking Chungus life, bro.
What?
Just fuck my Chungus life.
What's wrong? What's happening, mama?
Aww.
Fuck my stupid fucking...
Can you just use your words?
Can you use your words? It's cute. Wait, her friends love her. Wait, I want her to be my friend. I like her. I like what's up, mama. Like, what's up, mama? Will you use your words? Be my friend. I don't know who you are. Thank you. Appreciate it. What is this? Oh, it's Spotify. I was like, what is happening over here? Why do we have SZA sitting in her freaking leaves? What is going on? Another one? Thank you. Need this.
Fuck my stupid fucking Chungus life, bro.
Chungus? I haven't heard that word in a minute.
Fuck my fucking Chungus life, bro.
She's like, girls just talking to talk.
Fuck my stupid fucking chud fucking Chungus life.
Her friend does not care.
Fuck my fucking.
Trying to get the perfect combo.
That's funny. That's funny, chat. Fave song on the Life of a Showgirl? I think it's just the Life of a Showgirl. The title song. Or low key. Actually romantic. I don't know. I don't know. Listen, Charlie's fans. I'm with you, okay? I'm with you. But then Charlie's gonna reply, and then she's gonna reply, and then Charlie's gonna reply. It's awesome. We need that. More music is good. Charlie's Angels. Fuck you. What? Can't be both? Okay, well, that was a little aggressive, I will say. You have 17 messages in my chat. Do you really want to be banned for that? You can send another. I get it. I get it. I'm a silly little brat myself. But there's a level of unhealthiness. Brat life. I don't really understand. I don't know if that really answers the question. Never. That's my wife. Okay. Just watch yourself. Ooh, I don't do well to threats, so I'll see you later. I don't love a watch yourself. I literally said I'm excited about the diss track because then I know Charlie's gonna diss Taylor back, and I think I think Charlie is gonna be much meaner than Taylor, for the record. I think Charlie's not afraid to use her big girl words, and I'm pretty excited for that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it's gonna be kind of sick. Mama, use your words, no threats, please. This has nothing to do with anything? Okay.
I'm a motherfucking star. Look at the paint on the car. Too much rim.
Good one. Okay, I've got to go grab my food, chat. I haven't eaten. I'm going to grab my food and we're going to do React. I think I might push, I think we might do a React now and then push the sponsor. And do sponsor at 11 so I can kind of get my heart rate settled. I was just messaging my agent to see if that'd be okay. When you tried using Smash Scene earlier, it wasn't working? Really? Mods, is that true? Sweet Cheeks, thank you for the 21. I gotta take these earrings out. Works for me? Okay, good. Works for me? Oh no, King of Meat sponsor. You've seen a lot of people play it. That's our sponsor today, which I think will be so much fun. Does anyone else's anxiety just make them freaking dizzy? Dizzy and chest pain? Am I having anxiety or am I having a heart attack? Getting an EKG? I did get one today. I think I'll be better after I eat. No, anxiety fears me? Okay. I'm too hot to get anxiety? Okay, now you're bragging. Okay, I'm gonna get my food. Sorry, chat. Thanks for being chill. I'm sorry. This is kind of a weird stream. I appreciate it. I'll be right back. Introduce yourselves to the pumpkins. Okay, I was being a fancy bitch, and I did get Air One. Just want everyone to know that. Being mean to Hubert? You named the pumpkin Hubert? That's a bad name. Tanita, thank you for the 40. I have a new thing that we're gonna do, and I need you guys to remind me. Whenever we do sponsors on stream, whenever we do a sponsor on stream, make me gift 100 subs every single time we finish the sponsor, okay? That's our new tradition. A 100, yeah. I think I want to do that. After you do sponsors, can I invoice 4K? No. That would be not wise. I just think you guys sit through the sponsors too. And, you know, I just want to, I don't know. Vandy's contractions are 4 minutes apart. What does that mean? I hope she's running 22 minutes of ads right now. Any doulas in chat? She'll be there all night? Really? It'll be a couple more hours? Really? Ugh. Okay, we're gonna react to a video. That I saved. Listened to Taylor Swift album and thought the first 2 songs were pretty good. Oh, good. Oh, good. Be careful, you'll get really bullied for that take. Giuliani, we're the same, but unfortunately I was like on TikTok, you know? Okay. I have this saved. Crap. And I think you guys might like it. What the hell? Caroline bashes the new album for 19 minutes? That bitch. How the Mormon Church made $293 billion. I thought this might be an interesting video. Grifting? What does grifting mean? Scamming? Oh, yeah. All right.
Time to your mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Now, that might sound ridiculous. That might sound absurd. Why would you do that for 2 years? Well, let me tell you why.
I'm born and then blessed. I learned songs, rhymes, motions, all teaching me where I came from.
Yeah, and I'm incredible at the songs. Don't even get me started. Incredible.
Why I'm here, where I'm going.
Child of God. Sorry.
I'm 5 years old. I learned to study a book, the most perfect book.
That my teacher tells to me about the layman arts in ancient history. Boom, 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 far
I learned to
away.
follow the prophet.
Oh my god, guys, the prophet just died, by the way. My dad told me. I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
I'm 8 and I'm getting baptized. I can sin now. I can be dirty. Repenting for those sins is now my responsibility.
Be clean. We live in a world that is filled with filth and sleaze. You cannot afford to let that poison touch
I'm
you.
now a full member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They call us Mormons. And I start paying 10% of my income. I don't have any income, but I'm taught that any money I get, the first thing I should do is pay 10% to the Lord.
It was hard for me to give my tithing to the bishop, but it felt good to be obedient to the Lord.
I'm 12 years old and I received the priesthood.
My beloved
I didn't get the priesthood because I'm a girl. Only boys get priesthoods.
brethren of the priesthood.
With this comes authority. God's
I don't get authority. I'm a woman.
authority.
Our young people are the nobility of heaven.
I get to pass the bread and water
To this
the
day, yeah. They don't have a patch for that.
congregation. Girls don't have the priesthood, but they're learning other important skills. I'll marry one of them one day. If I'm worthy, once a month I get to go with other teenagers to this ornate building,
To do baptisms for the dead.
the temple. Such an important building. I dress in white and get baptized in this font that sits atop
I used to do this.
12 oxen. Not baptized for myself, but for someone else, someone who has died, but never got to hear about the restored gospel. I'm being baptized as their proxy, giving them a chance to make it to the celestial kingdom.
I'm a hero.
As soon as I'm in high school, I begin waking up every morning at 5:30 to go to a church
I did that
educational
too.
seminary. All before the school day actually begins. Monday nights are family home evening. Wednesday nights, all the youth get together at the church. Sundays, we meet for 3 hours. We don't work on Sundays. We don't watch movies. We don't listen to music. We're not supposed to buy anything. We do all of that on Saturday because, as I've been singing since I was 5,
Saturday is a special day. It's the day you get ready for Sunday.
my weekends are spent
You
volunteering.
shine your shoes
None of
and
my
you-
friends are doing anything close to this in their free time. I'm different. But I'm not weird. I go to school dances, I play sports, I'm in a band, I'm the homecoming prince. At church, we're taught that we need to be social. We need to be charismatic and fun. We are ambassadors of the church. We're taught that
though we are in the world, we must not be part of it. We must not be influenced by those who would call us peculiar.
and my non-Mormon friends wonder
I got influenced. Lots of people call me peculiar. It hurt my feelings.
why my family is so close, why we're always so happy, why we work so hard. I get my first job at Dairy Queen, my first paycheck. I start paying tithing. I go to Mormon youth camp during the summer. We dance and we sing, we play, we perform, and feel
If you guys have never seen EFY, it's called Especially for the Youth. You've got to see it. EFY dance. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. Chat, okay? It's pretty freaking awesome, okay? Oh no. Oh boy.
Hey.
What's your name? Nick? I knew a girl named Natalie. Do you know her?
I can't. I'm not watching it. EFY stands especially for the youth, and so it's like a big Mormon youth camp that you go to in the summer.
By those who would call it peculiar.
And my
It's
non-Mormon
phenomenal.
friends wonder why my family is so close, why we're always so happy, why we work so hard. I get my first job at Dairy Queen, my first paycheck. I start paying tithing. I go to Mormon youth camp during the summer. We dance and we sing, we play, we perform, and feel feelings
That song's a
we're
banger
not
that they're
sure are
singing.
ours. I graduate high school, and instead of joining a frat, I get a letter. I open it up, and it's an assignment. I'll be spending 2 years of my life volunteering on a mission to spread the gospel.
Oh, in Tijuana?
They're sending me to Tijuana.
2-year mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Now, that might sound ridiculous, that might sound absurd. Why would you do that for 2 years? Well, let me tell you why.
Before I leave on my mission, I get inducted into the highest order of the priesthood, and I go through some pretty intense rituals in the temple. Stuff I'm not allowed to talk about. There's special clothing, special gestures, lots of promises, very serious promises. Promises of commitment, of loyalty.
Elder John Harris reporting.
Then suddenly I find myself in a small border town in the desert of northern Mexico. 2 years. I spend nearly every waking moment knocking on doors, talking to people in a language I'm getting better at every day, studying the doctrine, and spreading the most important story of all, that Joseph Smith restored God's true church in 1830.
Nomás estoy filmando un poquito. Sí, para recordar,
I follow a strict dress code, even when it's 110 degrees outside. There's no free time, there's no music, there's no books or movies, no vacation, no pay, no girlfriends. I write letters to my friends, and I get a phone call with my parents on Christmas and Mother's Day. All my non-Mormon friends are at college, discovering their academic interests, their sexuality, their tolerance for alcohol, while I'm discovering how hard I can push my body and mind, how good I can get at Spanish, how compelling I can make the message sound. Every day is planned down to the minute, something I still do today. The mission requires us to collect data on how many people I spoke to, how many lessons I taught, how many people I asked to be baptized. I'm trying to baptize as many people as I can. Soon I'm leading a group of 20 missionaries, encouraging them, teaching them, guiding them, training them, and I'm 20 years old. I have doubts while I'm in Mexico, but I bury them very deeply, put them on the shelf, and I
Because
build
if
my
you doubt, you have bad faith, for the record.
testimony, my faith, my belief. I need to believe. I must build his kingdom.
We are here to invite people to understand the laws of God.
And I discover that I'm good at this. I sit in thousands of homes. I hear thousands of stories of difficult and beautiful lives. I meet beautiful people. I learn about the
Women can go on missions too, but women's missions look very different than men's missions. And it used to be women couldn't go on missions until they were like much older and like proven kind of not to marry young. That sounds crazy, but then they lowered the age.
violent realities of borders. After 2 years of this intensity, I'm a different person.
I didn't go on a mission.
I return home, and 10 days later, I'm in Utah's striking Rocky Mountains.
Ron's FaceTiming me. Hello.
Can I show you to my stream?
Yeah. Meeting chicken.
Do you want to cut my hair tomorrow?
Yeah, when I'm done with Lacey.
I might have you buzz my head.
Okay. You want to take a bic to it?
What?
You want to take a bic?
What's a bic?
Like, you want to go bald?
No. I'm just doing what I had last year.
Oh, Buzz.
Huh?
Okay, fine.
Wi-Fi's kind of back. What the fuck do you mean, okay, fine?
What? Okay, fine. I'll buzz your stupid ass hair. What do you want me? You want me to be excited? Like this is a privilege? This is not a privilege. You're giving me a homework assignment. You hung up on me. Why do you think you did that?
Mountains
Chilling
on the
with
Lord's
Dable.
campus,
Chilling with
BYU.
Stable.
I'm surrounded by tens of thousands of other college-aged Mormons. We're not allowed to have beards or wear tank tops or drink or have sex outside of marriage, but that doesn't mean we don't have fun. At BYU, I meet my lifelong friends.
50% of the time, Ron hangs up on you every time you guys call. I love Cutie's emotional support. Fork. Is that true? Oh, it's so the number doesn't leak. Wait, why doesn't he just have my name saved? Oh, it still shows it on FaceTime? He doesn't know your name? Oh.
The church is subsidizing the majority of my tuition. I study international relations and travel the world, and no matter where I go, the church is there, teaching the same lessons, singing the same songs, inside the same looking buildings as back home. Every 6 months, we all travel to Salt Lake City to gather with tens of thousands of members from all around the world, and we listen to our church leaders speak. We believe that they are prophets, seers, and revelators. This is broadcast to members all around the world.
He's dead.
And one of the key messages throughout all of this training is family. Family is the most important thing. Family is eternal.
I like Dieter F. Uchtdorf.
I'm 21,
He was my
and
favorite.
I'm dead set on finding a wife. Someone I can start a family with. It must be another devout Mormon who has been on this same path. And I find one. I'm engaged 10 months after returning from my mission. Izzy and I get married in the temple. We're juniors in college, and soon we're walking for graduation with a beautiful newborn baby in our arms.
Girl.
At this point, I'm ready. I'm trained. The church has invested so much in me, and many of us go from here to have high-paying jobs, to volunteer as leaders in the church, to be deeply devoted to running it effectively, to growing it, to faithfully paying tithing, all while living productive, industrious, family-centered lives. But I don't follow the rest of this path. And eventually I find that the answers are not there for me, and I begin to leave.
Uh-oh, he's a little hoe.
And since then, I've been trying to understand it, to understand how the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints created this, created me. A part of that processing has taken place here on this channel, where I've tried to grasp the context and history of the church. And now, in this third and final chapter, I'm going to show you the last part of the story.
Chapters?
How the church went from radical, rebel, polygamist movement who fought with the US government to this clean-cut, all-American, increasingly global church that we know today. How it has produced such deeply devoted members, and how in the process, they became the richest church on earth.
That's awesome. My church was the richest church on earth, idiots. Get fucked.
So, you've just watched my whole life story. Kind of surreal. Before we go on, I need to thank today's sponsor.
What the hell?
Cogni for sponsoring today's video. And Cogni's a longtime supporter of our channel, and it's a very useful service that I actually use. So we live in a world where your information is a valuable commodity.
Oh, well, thank you for the sub.
Your birthday, your address, your web browser history is actually really valuable.
Wow, that guy's
so there's a
loaded.
whole industry of data brokers who buy and sell that information to companies that want to market to you, that want to put your information on people's search sites or sell it to insurance companies. And for a lot of us, that doesn't feel great, especially because we never feel like we ever gave them permission. Luckily, we have rights to get our names off of these lists, but it's a very long and cumbersome process, and that's what Incogni is. I signed up for Incogni, and I gave them permission to act on my behalf to go out and start making these requests, hundreds of requests on my behalf to be taken off of these lists. It's a long process. You have to be persistent, something I don't have time to ever do. But Incogni does it quietly in the background, and I just get to check in every once in a while on this nice looking dashboard to see how many requests they've made and how many have been successful, how many lists my data has been scrubbed off of. It's a very satisfying thing, and it has changed my world from robocalls to junk mail to all of this stuff that has quieted down because I have Incogni working on my behalf.
Yes.
Big fan of their service, grateful that they exist and that they support this channel. Oh, and they just released this new thing where you can actually ask them to go after specific sites that have your data that may not be in these data broker lists, but they are advanced removal services that sort of cover all the bases. There's a link in my description, incogni.com/Johnny Harris. When you click the link, it helps support the channel, and it also gets you a huge discount. 60% off the unlimited plan, which gets you access to all these features and has Incogni working for you month after month.
I'm gay Mormon, so I'm a spicy one.
Thank you, Incogni, for supporting our journalism.
You'll get that plan,
and
little kid.
with that, let's dive into this very interesting and very personal story of the modern Mormon church. So we already went into depth about how the Mormons were driven out of the United States. They took refuge in the high desert, where they built their own religious government and kingdom away from the American government, what would become Utah, Idaho, and Arizona. They practiced polygamy. They were rebels. And eventually the US government cracked down, almost ended them. And under intense pressure, they gave in. They gave up polygamy. A lot of members didn't want to give this up. They resisted. Some of them split off entirely. A prophet had told them that this was the right thing to do. So they left the mainstream church and started a version of their own.
You get a real division then between the mainstream church and the fundamentalist polygamist offshoots. And so that's one of the real ways in which they're really trying to distance themselves from that earlier past.
That's Taylor Petrie. He's a Harvard-trained theologian and an expert on Mormon history and theology. He's a practicing member of the church.
I'm not that old. Yeah, multiple wives, a lot of them being child wives.
Between interviews with him and others and a lot of primary source research, I'll try to give you my understanding of what happens next.
The church undergoes what scholars call hyper-Americanization, and it's this effort to sort of assimilate into the broader American ideals of the time.
The Mormons go to great lengths in the early 1900s to rebrand, to distance themselves from their old legacy of polygamous rebels.
I think a sincere effort to be a part of the broader world. And the church sort of looked at its 19th century in some respects as a failure, precisely because it had been alienated from the broader society in which it lived. And at the same time, I think that it's a way for the church to demonstrate that it is a good church and that it does belong, because they have that sort of chip on their shoulder.
And they don't just assimilate, they actually kind of overcompensate to become more American than most Americans. They lean hard into the American ideal of the nuclear family, the opposite of polygamy.
Yeah.
They encourage family night for all of their members. During Prohibition, when it was illegal to sell alcohol here in the United States, the Mormons jump on board. The leader of the church starts to strictly enforce the rules against alcohol, coffee, tea, and smoking. Tens of thousands of Mormons go fight in World War I. They donate money to the war effort.
In the 1880s, they commemorate the 4th of July with a funeral because they mark it as the death of actual democracy and liberties in America due to the anti-polygamy prosecution. And then in the early 1900s, they're actually celebrating America's founding. They're embracing these.
How long has your family been Mormon? My mom's side, her grandpa came here from Germany and was converted. And then my dad's side, unfortunately, does come from the side that once had multiple wives. But it's like kind of far back.
patriotic myths. The General Conference addresses are praising America. They're emphasizing their patriotic bona fides.
Well, in part, the church is interested in its own success. And part of the way that it can do that is by imitating their neighbors, but not only imitating them, trying to do it even better.
This is working. The Mormons are rebranding, they're becoming more mainstream, they're like serving as lawmakers. But very quickly, by like the 1930s, this assimilation effort creates a problem, a pretty existential problem that strikes at the very heart of the Mormon belief system. Remember the founder Joseph Smith? Remember how he claimed that he had translated a new book of scripture from ancient records, just like the Bible, but here in the Americas? He claimed that the Book of Mormon was the record of a lost American civilization. It had specific names and battles and languages and technologies. And because it was so literal and specific, it made itself verifiable. It's either true or it's not, which also made it vulnerable to science, archaeology, and
Which was awesome about this. They were like, Joseph Smith, how did you translate that? And he was like, a god came to me, an angel came to me and translated it for me. And they're like, oh, that's crazy. Can we see the original? And he was like, no, it's gone. And they were like, for real? And he's like, yep, it was bye-bye. It's gone now. You're like, oh, okay.
Geology and linguistics and anthropology are progressing, and those who look at Joseph's translations and claims see them as a fantasy, as an invention of Smith himself. And soon it wasn't just non-believers. The dissent was coming from within. Brigham Young University, that's where I went to college. It was a university that started out as kind of like a religious school for Mormons. But as a part of this big Mormon rebrand, they were trying to make BYU a legit accredited academic university. The Harvard of the West is one president of BYU's exact language of how they were trying to make BYU legitimate.
They start trying to act like other universities. They finally get accreditation. They start hiring people with PhDs. They give their faculty research funds.
Even some of the church leaders and official historians do analyses of the Book of Mormon and sorrowfully conclude that the evidence points to Joseph Smith as having created all this himself. If you're someone who hasn't grown up in the church, I don't know how big of a deal this is going to sound to you, but it is a huge deal.
Yeah. Also, BYU, like Max said, is actually really, really good. I went to a school once named Brigham Young. Lots of Mormons. Wait, did you go to BYU, Phantom? BYU is still a really nice school. It's actually really hard to get into. Like really, really hard.
The beginning of the Book of Mormon, which I have a copy actually. Let me grab.
There's a middle school. Oh, okay. I was
Here
like, that's
in the
crazy.
very introduction, the first page of the Book of Mormon,
just went to BYU.
Joseph Smith says that it is the most correct book of any book on earth, and that it is the keystone of our religion. Keystone. What's a keystone? A keystone is this, the thing that holds an arch together. The idea is that if this book is not a literal record of Jews who came to America in 600 BC, if Joseph Smith made it up, then this whole thing falls apart. All of the claims fall apart. You must understand how important this book is to the modern Mormon church if we're going to continue the story. And this keystone idea really explains what happens next. So here we are in the 1930s on the BYU campus, and that history, the veracity of this book, the Keystone, is being questioned and challenged by science and modern thought. PhDs and intellectuals diluting and reinterpreting the core evidence of the church's veracity. Now remember, the church leaders were trying to modernize and assimilate the Mormon church away from its polygamous past, but this was going too far, and it was having an effect on the devotion of the members. BYU students were getting really lax. Their beliefs were becoming symbolic. They weren't going to church as much. They weren't paying their tithing. Up in Salt Lake City, they are concerned. This willingness to reinterpret traditional Mormon beliefs in light of new scientific and historical learnings. This stuff according to the leaders, would, quote, strike at the heart of our LDS teachings. And Joseph Fielding Smith, one of the leaders who would become prophet someday, says it most plainly and accurately, I believe, which is, if such views become dominant in the church, then we may as well close up shop and say to the world that Mormonism is a failure. And I think he's right. This was existential. If this modernizing of Mormon doctrine had continued, then the church could have ended up as a much less literal faith. It could have still been a Christian church, but with a much more symbolic interpretation of Joseph Smith seeing God, what the Book of Mormon actually is. And that would have been a much less compelling message. Once you take away the keystone, the thing falls apart. They would still have their central claim that Jesus Christ is the savior of the world, but every Christian church has that. That's not special. Devotion to the message, the thing that drove people across the ocean and across the plains to sacrifice their lives and everything they had for the building of the kingdom on earth, relied on the veracity of the Book of Mormon and the claims that Joseph Smith actually saw God, and that he was chosen by God to create the one true church and prepare the world for the second coming.
You see the real legitimate struggle among Mormons about which direction they're going to go.
Oh, yeah.
Many of the intellectuals and many of the lay membership is sort of shifting in the modernist direction, and some of the leadership as well. And at the same time, you have other leaders who are nervous about that, who are wanting to kind of fight to hold on to some of those earlier values, fundamentalist, conservative Christians.
So the church leaders needed some kind of stability, some kind of control. They needed to re-spark the fervor that the church was founded on. They needed to fortify their keystone.
That woman was not a leader. She was one of the leader's wives. The women can't be leaders in the church, like in that way.
One of the top Mormon leaders at the time heads south towards Provo. He's going to go save the church. Here he is talking to all of the leaders and faculty at BYU. He tells them explicitly that they are to teach the scriptures and the words of church leaders, not to promote their private interpretations of church beliefs. He emphasizes a literal reading of the Bible and the Book of Mormon. He emphasizes obedience and certainty, telling these professors that they, quote, are to stand as watchmen upon the towers of Zion, and that they will be held accountable if they don't. The message was clear. There is one truth. It is very clearly articulated by the leaders, who are the prophets, seers, and revelators, and that they are not to stray from that.
David O. McKay.
Now, a quick reminder that the church wasn't like this before. Joseph Smith founded a church that was full of debate and contradiction and interpretation and symbolism. I mean, in the early days, there were star systems where God lived. Some of the leaders said that the Holy Spirit was made up of physical but intelligent atoms. God certainly had many wives, and men and women who are sealed by the priesthood can one day become gods themselves. And there were tons of gods, more gods than the particles contained in 1,000,000 Earths. Women were experimenting with rituals in the temple, invoking God's authority, developing a sacred feminine theology and a belief in a heavenly mother, God's wife. My point here is that for the first 100 years, the church was like full of interpretation. There was not one centralized, articulated belief system. The leaders would disagree with each other and they would debate it. And this worked when they were just a small band of renegades in the mountains of Utah, far away from modern thinking and modern science. But that flexible, mystical approach would not work in this new era of the church. One where the church was now in the world, as we say, integrating with the rest of society,
it's much harder to
and
have
now
a cult
under
when,
threat
like,
by modern
science is being
thinking
taught.
and scientific scrutiny.
Because I remember it was really confusing. This sounds insane to say out loud, but it was really confusing in science when I started to learn about like evolution. Because that's just not what we were taught as Mormons growing up. And then I had to like ask my teacher. I was like, I'm confused. That's not, like, I've never heard that before. That's just made up. Now the church teaches evolution. Really? They used to not. They used to not at all, and I was so confused. And I remember being like I remember going to church and being like, hey, I learned about this thing. I learned about this thing at school called evolution. I'm confused. I thought like just God made Adam and Eve and that was it. And they were like, yeah, schools just make it up. schools just make up evolution because they don't have an explanation for it because science doesn't believe in God. And I was like, oh yeah, fuck science. Science is so evil. That's literally like
this
how they pitched
speech
it to
at
me. I was
BYU,
like, okay.
J. Reuben Clark is the guy who's giving this speech, and I'm not going to give you a play-by-play of everything that happens in modern Mormon history, but this J. Reuben Clark moment is so important because it sets a clear, firm direction for the church, a movement towards a more standardized, literal, controlled theology, one that is not overly debated by its members.
From 1890 to 1930s, there were a number of potential trajectories the faith could have taken. J. Reuben Clark's version won, but that doesn't mean that the dissenters went away. They just had to morph over the years, and they've always been a minority, but they've always been a loud minority.
We'll get back to this central tension in just a minute, but first, something's changing about the Mormons' look.
Does the underwear get introduced?
So this rebrand away from polygamy and towards hyper-American ideals continues. And it soon affects these beards. After decades of donning long, Wild West frontier beards, this quote, expression of non-conformity with the rest of the United States, the newly hyper-American Mormons did away with the facial hair. This is David O. McKay, who's one of the prophets, leaders of the church. He's the first prophet to go totally clean-shaven. He gets up in front of the members, starts to talk to them more about the way you look to others, to non-Mormons. He starts talking about white shirts. Quote, "We are not so poor that we can't afford clean white shirts." White shirts.
David O. McKay is a fashionable guy. He's got a great haircut. He's clean shaven.
So the long Brigham Young beards are vanished by the middle of the 1900s. And this is further codified at BYU. BYU is kind of like the cultural epicenter of the Mormon church. And they implement these grooming standards, the honor code, which says you can't have beards.
Church leaders are kind of adopting these new fashion statements in these years and start to look like the modern businessman during the middle of the 20th century. These identities, these practices, these kind of cultural tropes of what the good American would look like. And that really defines the course of the 20th century as the church is adapting to this new environment.
And this is why I looked like this for many years. I can't convey to you how big of a deal these grooming standards were in my entire life up into my early adulthood. When you are a teenager in the church, you are given a little book. I forgot about this. That is effectively the manual on how you are to behave and dress and look. There's a whole section about grooming. Show respect for the Lord and yourself by dressing appropriately for church.
That's this is the same like young women should refrain from wearing off the shoulder, low cut or revealing clothes. This is the same thing. Oh yeah. I was Mormon until I was 20. But this was the same thing. Like my dad used to always say to me, that thing that I tell you guys where he'd be like, if you show a lot of meat, you attract a lot of dogs. Like you had your shorts had to go to your knees. You had to just be like covered up. Like I couldn't do V-necks. Like you have to go this high. It was like, I felt like I looked like an idiot when like all my friends are wearing like Hollister and shit.
Church meetings and activities. Now this was a whole different thing if you were a teenage girl in the church. Your version of the book focused a lot on what you wear, modesty. Shorts and skirts below the knees, no sleeveless tops. One of the early editions of this book tell girls that their clothes should be comfortable and attractive without calling attention to a person's body. Strapless dresses and spaghetti straps are not acceptable, either on sundresses or evening dresses. Few girls or women ever look well in backless and strapless dresses. Such styles often make the figure look ungainly, large, and show the bony structures of the body.
And you girls are untrue to yourselves if you encourage or allow this to happen. The way you dress or the way you act makes these guys think that you're interested in something different than you really are.
So yeah, you start to see a lot of control and emphasis put on how you look. From a young age, I was ironing white shirts and tying ties very often. And we were told explicitly that this wasn't just about showing respect for the Lord, but it was also about sending a message to other people, specifically non-Mormons. This is from one of the leaders in 2008. Quote, "Our outward appearance and behavior give a message. What message are we sending? Does it reflect that we are children?"
I remember Gordon B. Hinckley. So when I was 6 years old is when I had like my first like nasty thought when it came to the church, where I was like, this isn't okay. Cause I grew up super poor. Like I told you guys that, like, it was like not in like my nice clothes came from Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my nice clothes. And Gordon B. Hinckley comes out when I'm like 6 or something. And he says, members of the church, you can't wear flip-flops to church anymore. And that's like all we freaking had. Like everyone had flip-flops because you go to freaking Old Navy, you get the $1 flip-flops. Everyone had flip-flops. And so I remember like the night before church, we went to like Payless and we got some like clearance shoes or whatever. And then I specifically remember going to church the next day and there was a girl at my church that was wearing flip-flops. And I remember judging her and being like, we're not supposed to wear flip-flops. Like, and it's like, so it's like everyone in my neighborhood was on food stamps. Like, it's not like, and I remember being like, Gordon B. Hinckley said, we're not supposed to wear flip-flops. And like, so lame. Like, it's just weird shit like that they just constantly control when it's like, oh, I thought God would like be chill with everything. But like, nope, not that.
Children of God, kind of open-ended, but you get the point. Now, this was my one quiet rebellion as a Mormon teen. My too long, shaggy, blonde hair, which was always too long to meet the standard and was quickly done away with when I was called to serve a mission in Mexico and had to abide by much stricter standards that were not optional.
That kind of corporate representation that becomes really an important part of the way that Latter-day Saints are presenting themselves and is ultimately going to trickle down to the rest of the membership and especially the missionaries too, who are really going to adopt this costume as the brand of what Mormons look like.
I mean, the church was almost squashed by a negative perception of Mormons as polygamists. And so it's like built into the DNA of the organization to have a good public perception. We'll see more of that in a sec.
Oh, he hasn't even talked about.
Anyway, speaking of well-groomed missionaries.
You know how I talked about how women can't have the priesthood? So the priesthood gives you the ability to give blessings and like kind of communicate directly with God. Women can't have the priesthood. But it wasn't until the 80s that black men could have the priesthood. I'm sure he'll cover it at some point. But yeah, they had to drop that DLC. Isn't that insane? Yeah. They're like, wait a second. We can't be sexist and racist. So they did patch out the racism. They kept the sexism, though. I'll take that. I'll take that's a win.
Look at this graph of the number of Mormon missionaries going out into the field in like the middle of the century. This is right after World War II. These are like 19-year-old guys, some women, and they are assigned to some area in the world for around 2 years. They pay their own way, they're volunteers, and during this time they knock on doors and they try to get people to join the church, and it's totally working. I mean, look at the growth of church members into the 50s and 60s, in large part because of this missionary effort.
The church is really successful in growing in Central America, in Europe, in the Pacific Islands, in Australia, in the first couple of decades after World War II, in part because of its Americanness and in part because of its clean-cut symbolism of American values and especially anti-communist values in these years.
Soon I would be one of these guys, doing the Lord's work in Tijuana. So at this point, the Mormon church is really successful. Their industrious work ethic has been redirected from building Zion in the mountains to building Zion within the American system and around the world. And the message is resonating, and members are joining from all over the world. And they come in with different cultural backgrounds into this church that was started in upstate New York. And here we are, back to this very existential debate that we saw in the 30s with J. Reuben Clark and the intellectuals at BYU. Well, it was sort of happening again, not with PhDs, but with like people in Samoa and France and Japan, who all came from very different cultural backgrounds and were now getting baptized into this very American church.
What's their reasoning for dropping
and this is a
new
problem
patches
because it
as
starts
DLCs?
to fracture
God told them
the
to.
message, the doctrine, the belief system, as it blends with all of these local traditions. The leaders back in Salt Lake didn't have control over exactly what they were teaching in every branch and church congregation around the world. So the leaders set about, once again, trying to unify the church under one message, so that a lesson being taught in Peru is the exact same as the one being taught in Provo that week. Otherwise, you'll start to get spin-off beliefs. They needed consistency everywhere. So the top leaders of the church get a committee together and they spend a good part of the 60s rewriting everything. All the manuals, all the official church doctrine and policies and procedures into super clear language. And once they started, they kept going. They decided they wanted to reshape not just the teaching manuals, but the entire organization into a hierarchy that starts with the prophets and apostles at the very top in Salt Lake, who would influence and control everything that happened below it.
For the first time, all teacher development in the church will be correlated under the direction of the priesthood. The church will supersede all other teacher training programs.
The bishop in every congregation anywhere on earth would get a handbook that lays out the official policies and procedures in black and white language. All local variations of beliefs and ways of doing things would be replaced with fresh, standardized manuals and direction from the top, with specific verbiage and words and phrases on how to talk about Joseph Smith's revelations and how to teach the Book of Mormon, how to teach the Bible, what to say and what not to say. It would all need to be developed by these men in Salt Lake who were grappling with this tension of trying to modernize and mainstream their church while also making sure that the very bold set of beliefs doesn't get watered down, because the devotion of the members relied on them buying into that central message, one that was under threat by different cultures or modern ways of thinking.
Yeah,
and the
you can
answer
say
to this big
devs.
challenge was to centralize, to control, to bring everything under the priesthood in Salt Lake. The priesthood being the authority that God gave to Joseph Smith that was given to all white men at the time.
He does
and then
cover
later
it.
to every man in 1978.
So that correlation movement is a sort of doctrinal consolidation, a pretty interesting technocratic revolution of reorganizing the entire church from top to bottom.
The women's organization called the Relief Society had a long history of being autonomous, being sort of its own subculture within Mormonism. And they had a lot of control over what they taught, how they taught it. But under correlation,
the priesthood or the male body of the leadership really kind of takes control of all of that. The women's curriculum really changes during these years. The Relief Society, the women's organization, is really involved in social outreach and food drives, and providing social services was its kind of main mission. But in the post-World War II era, it shifts to teaching women how to be wives and mothers as its primary way of understanding itself.
They shut down the Relief Society's magazine and all other magazines and replaced them with 3 official approved magazines. One for adults, one for youth, and one for kids. And yes, that continued. I grew up with these magazines on the coffee table in my house, a coffee table that never saw a cup of coffee. And if you're wondering, like, what version of the Mormon doctrine and history won out in all of this, it's the one that J. Reuben Clark had preached to BYU faculty in the 30s. One that simultaneously distanced itself from the radical, mystical, theological ideas of the early church, while simultaneously embracing and codifying and defining some of the very unique beliefs, a literal version of the church's mission. It was still totally centered on Jesus Christ. It was the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's the official name of the church. But in these manuals, Jesus' atoning sacrifice was to be accessed exclusively through this system of rituals and authority and orderly procedure that was exclusively administered by the LDS Church.
The conservative church leaders themselves are incredibly effective at consolidating their power and kind of shutting out the other voices and the other perspectives.
And this correlation moment represents kind of the end of progressive theological thinking and debate and disagreement and gray area in the church.
That's really kind of the time when church leaders say, this is really bad for us. If we're so publicly disagreeing with one another, it's undermining the broader faith in our authority. And so church leaders kind of tacitly all agree that they're not going to publicly criticize one another.
All the general authorities, the unity, the like of which we've never experienced in my lifetime, unified, working as one voice.
Now, what's surreal is that I didn't know.
Okay. We're going to come back to this, chat. But we do have our sponsor. But we're going to come back. We're going to take a quick break to play our game. It's a long video, yeah. Sponsor. Hello from Japan. Okay, everybody. Oh, we're finally just playing King of Meat that we wanted to play the other day. Remember, chat? So that's all we're doing. Playing King of Meat for the next hour, and then we'll come back and watch the show. Playing King of Meat. Awesome. Can I get an exclamation point KOM to make sure that's working with me? Is League after that? No, unfortunately. We're gonna do reacts and then I think it's bed after that. I'm not feeling good, Dom. Okay. How exciting. We didn't get to play it before and now we do. And if you guys have downloaded it already, because I know some of you have, you can probably join my game. Keep me updated on the baby, chat. Let me know if the baby pops out anytime soon. King of Meat, it is loading. How many viewers does the baby stream have?
What's that? A logo?
14K.
Who's this little guy?
Whoa!
Oh, he's gone.
Sorry, chat, you missed him.
Live and unedited from the thumping heart of the universe comes the wildest combat event imaginable. King of Meat! Tonight, every night, 4 brave contenders pit their skills, cunning, and questionable fashion choices against the most deadly dungeons, menacing monsters, devious death traps, and puzzling puzzles that our corporate sponsors can afford. And it's broadcast, simulcast, trimalcast, quadruplecast, live everywhere! It's the universe's most twisted televised spectacle. So step up, stand out, and stomp your way down to the Construct Coliseum, where only the best of the best
This is fun,
of the best can truly be called King of Meat.
Enter show.
What? You guys hear that? What was that?
Thank you for your patience.
The Iron Law Plaza, home to the backstage legends of King of Meat. Fame, fortune, and fame await you. Welcome, contender! Your legend starts.
Whoa. Oh.
Oh, no. I swallowed a fairy. Why do I insist on doing these live? Can I get some water?
Just come and see me, contender.
Okay. Find my coach. Hello, coach. This is how I jump. I'm a coming. Hello, lady. Hello, big lady.
Contender! Welcome to King of Meat!
Thank you. Thank you for the
We're
welcome.
gonna get you on in a live slot very soon, but first, let me introduce myself.
Okay. Okay.
I am your coach, Rosalind the Heavy, the Dreadful, the Pressure,
Ooh.
the Rampage, the Crown's all-time #1 crusher, Rage. You can call me Rage.
Hello, Rage.
I had to sign my coach's belly button to get my first TV appearance. But luckily for you, those days are largely over. And I'm not that sort of coach. So let's get started.
Make me a star.
This is my road to stardom.
Ooh.
Every step gets you better rewards,
Ooh.
more fame, more self-worth. Are they the same? Doesn't matter. All you have to do is be a superstar and don't die.
Okay.
And, hey, you survived the audition, so you've taken your first step.
This contender's got a brand new twang. Experience the crossbow, the most reliable long-range offense on TV. Deadly damage and twangy aesthetic. This weapon won't leave you high and dry. It'll leave you watching them die. The crossbow, the #1 recommended destruction supplement.
Wow. Can I play that? Okay.
My
Easy.
advice? Get to the Coliseum. Perform in a league. Reap the glory.
Okay.
You'll need it.
Okay. Okay. Coliseum, chat. Let's go. I'm scared. Let's go.
Welcome, contender, to the
Ooh, new
Coliseum.
rewards. Okay.
This is where you choose what kind of live show to perform on. Team up or go on a solo adventure. This
I'm
is
just
your
alone
portal
today.
to glory. These are the leagues. Each one has its own identity, but all will give you sweet, sweet rewards. Good luck, contender.
Oh, money. Okay. Let's do, wait, league tryouts. I need 2 friends. Or can I do that one or no? Oh, I can. Oh, just with a random friend. Okay. Chat, any of you playing? Exclamation point KOM. Download the game. Is it out? It is out. It is out. And a big thank you to King of Meat. You can buy it now. And you'll receive 2 legendary outfits if you buy it with the link in my chat. Space Cowboy, thank you for the prime. Is it on Xbox? It is cross-platform. I'm trying to see if it's on Xbox. I'm not entirely sure. Didn't the announcer say you could play solo? Yeah, I think so. So... earn more trophies to unlock. How do you earn more trophies though? Oh, solo. I didn't.
You can still be a hero if you're flying solo. These
Okay.
calm TV shows will showcase you and you alone.
Okay.
Perform well, and you will be rewarded handsomely.
Okay. Okay, let's start here. Weapon trials. Solo training. Join Zark on his advanced weapon training program, teaching you all the ways to wield the golden anvils. Okay. Ooh. Ready? Yes. Starts sword training. Hello? Oh. I'm smart. Hello,
Welcome,
Zark.
contender. It is I, Zark Tongworth, superior weaponsmith and training visionary. The path to pokey stabby greatness awaits you. Here you can finesse your sword and shield moves.
Okay.
Kindly head over to the training space provided. I won't say good luck because my mother says luck is a concept created by weaker minds.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So, commence.
Okay. Ha! Yeah. I'm in here.
First off, show me your basic technique. You know, the slashy slash slash of the sword.
Okay, I can do that. Oh, shysta. Nice. Aha! Incredible. Come here. Get close to me because I'm itching my ear. Come here. Okay, I'll come to you.
Your shield is a weapon too. You can use it to bash people. We call that a shield bash. A bit literal, but I don't write the names.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, shield bash is strong. Oops, except for I was facing the wrong way. Oh, I keep doing that wrong. Oh, it wanted me to do it multiple times? Why is it not counting? What am I doing wrong? Thank you for the gifted. Break 3 shields. Okay. Does that not count? Maybe not hold. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. I've been holding it. I'm just supposed to throw it. Okay. Huh. Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay. Good point, chat. Nice.
But what do I do if there's lots of enemies at once, Zark? Glad you asked. You spin around and hit them all in the face, obviously.
Any opinions about Life of Showgirl? It's grown on me. It's grown on me too. I think it's a fun album. I liken it to 1989 and that kind of pisses people off, but that's how I feel. Whoa.
Does one wish to advance and attack at the same time? This stabby skewering move looks fancy and works a charm. The best way not to get hurt is not to get hit. You can block attacks to protect your fleshy veneer.
Control to block, okay. Come give me. Ow. Begin. Oh.
No one goes home without perfecting the slam.
Okay.
Go hit the switches by the exit. Do Golden Anvil proud.
Okay. Got it. Oh, jump. Nice.
In the next section, you'll master what we call the mighty jump and slice. This is a great move for sending the crowd wild during shows if you can perfect it.
Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to do it over here? Oh. Come here, you. Oh. Wait, what am I doing? Presents! Aerial strike, jump, then hit. Oh, I'm supposed to do these. Oh, wow. I'm not good at paying attention, huh? My bad. How do you get up there? Haha! Oh, I drag it. I see. Nice. Nice!
Time for an advanced technique to launch enemies into the air. Master this, and your audience will rain glory upon you.
Uppercut is bam, bam, up. Bam, bam, up. What? Bam, bam, up. Not working. Come here. Bam. Bam. Up. What the heck? Click. Click, click, clap. I did it. Did I not? Okay. Click, click, clap. Yeah, I was holding too long before. Click, click, clap. Nice. Ew, he exploded.
I'll open up the door for you. But if you want to earn some extra credit, try combining what you've learned in the past 2 rooms. A launching combo, followed by an aerial combo.
Okay. Click, click, clack. Oh, I'm facing the wrong way. Click, click, clack. Jump. What? Click, click, clack. Okay, come on. Click, 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 clack. Click, click, clack. Okay, it's fine. Left, left, right, not left, left, left. I'm doing that. I'm doing left, left, right. Clack is left, right is right. Click, click, clack. What? You need to put him to the air just like before, then jump. I know, I'm pushing the same buttons. I don't know what's going on. I don't think I'm doing them in fast enough sequence. There we go. Yeah, you have to do it fast. It's weird because I was doing it fast and then it wasn't working. Okay, there we go. A little frustrating. 1, 2, this. And then, okay.
You show a lot of promise. The final arena should be a breeze, so head on through and wrap all this up.
Okay, alright, we got it. Do you want baby updates during the sponsor? Yeah, I want to know when the baby's born.
It's time to use what you've learned in your final challenge. Remember, you've got a crossbow for getting enemies who are harder to reach. Well done, contender. You have mastered the fundamentals. I hope to see you alive in the plaza sometime soon. Whew. Let's finish up. The exit awaits you.
Marls, thank you for the 5 gifted. The exit awaits you. These explode? Oh. They do. Oh, I didn't get that one. That's okay. We ranked up. I don't know how to use my crossbow. I won't even lie to you guys. Next dungeon.
Music.
Okay. Let's go. This is our first one outside of tutorial. Oh no, it's still tutorial.
Welcome to the fundamentals of combat. Who
Wait.
we get pumped. As my Forge Master used to say,
Is it? Wait, did I accidentally play the same thing?
basics have already lost the battle.
This looks different. Is it the same?
The key to stage combat is watching your
Oh, look out for attack indicators. Oh. No, it's me.
Ouch! That must hurt. Then again, the audience does enjoy a bit of drama.
1 second. Okay.
Each weapon has its own form of defense. The sword and shield is the simplest. Raise your shield to deflect incoming attacks.
Thank you, Marls. Sorry, Marls, I'm a little slow at replying today. You missed the beginning of stream. I've been having bad anxiety.
Beware, blocking is draining. It's only a map.
Okay. Control to block strikes from enemies. Keep an eye on your shield meter. Okay.
Not all opponent attacks hit equally. Try blocking the next attack and you'll see what happens. Extra strong attacks will just break through your defense, but some are so strong they're entirely unblockable. Look for how long and scary the wind-up is. You'll soon learn when to block and when to get out of the way. The audience loves a close shave, so... Try dodging through the attack. It'll minimize how much time you're open to damage. There's a heart jar dispenser ringside if you really need it.
What? I feel like I keep dodging on my stomach. I keep having insane stomach pain. Sorry, chat. Sure. Okay. What the heck? I feel like I dodged that one, no? Okay. Okay, ouchie, ouchie. Halt. Okay, well I can't do it here. Halt. 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 Not enough. Don't get hurt for 15 seconds. Oh. I just keep running.
Some opponents are tough enough to shrug off attacks and not take damage, but eventually they'll lose their composure and stagger. This is when they're vulnerable. Pay attention to which attacks get an enemy to stagger the quickest. Not all are equal.
Okay, good advice. Fill the meter to stagger. What?
Once you've staggered an opponent, they're yours to play.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Any attack you do is gonna hit. Sometimes you
Will and
just need
Austin need you
someone
for
to
what?
get out of your space. If
Oh, because that pushes them? Oh, shoot. Staggered. Control is great filling the enemy stagger meter. What am I doing wrong? Control. Why am I not winning?
you can also shove an opponent's defense aside.
Shove them off the edge.
Make
Oh,
them vulnerable. It is equally effective to attack from behind an enemy's
Are you guys
guard.
writing this all
As
down?
my mother likes to say, you stab my back.
And then he's back. Running.
Some rest.
Excellent, contender.
Okay.
Let's move on to the next section where we'll get to use some props.
I remember how to push now. What does that do? Ooh, heal. Okay, next section we could use some props. Okay.
Always check your environment for anything throwable. The crowd loves a bit of improvised weaponry catching opponents off guard.
Okay. E.
Anything heavy enough to require both hands to be thrown is heavy enough to break an enemy's defense.
Oh, that's nice. I pinged the location, didn't mean to do that. I'm beating him up. Oh, he's gone. There's a thing over here, I want that. Pheasants! Uh-oh. Oh, I almost missed it. I was scared. What's this? Oh. More things to throw.
Alright, time to prove all this was worthwhile. Please
Oh, yeah, I'm
demonstrate
incredible.
what you've learned to the crowd.
Get that, Get that. What is wrong? Why did this guy die? Wow. Oh, staggered. He's weak. Why did that little one die? Control push. Control push. Control push. There we go. And then he's staggered. If we get him in the back, it's even more. Staggered. And then, dude, what is wrong with that little guy? Their shield is blocking? Oh, break. Oh, I see. Oh, nice. Kill him. Okay, push. Ooh, I dodged that. I gotta get this. Because I was getting freaking beat up. Okay. Nice, good push.
And talked again.
Oh. Oh, okay. Okay, and then you, I want to push you in, so I'm gonna push. Oh, push. Oh, push. And I'm gonna run and push. Goodbye.
Yes, well done! You have a firm grip on the fundamentals, as any aspiring star should.
Okay, nice. Nice. Whew. You turned 20? Happy birthday! Sorry, I was a little late on that. This is taking my full focus, which might be embarrassing, but I just want to be good at it. And big thank you to King of Meat for sponsoring the stream. By the way, you don't have to play alone. You can play with 1 to 4 players if you guys didn't know that. There's co-op dungeons with varying difficulty and themes. You can join in on ridiculous multiplayer action Glory move special and fully customize the look of your contender when playing King of Meat. So, you know, we'll customize the look of ours soon. But I kind of want to do more dungeons. What's your fave song? I think Actually Romantic or just the Life of the Showgirl. This looks like a scary dungeon. Oh, it's crossbow training. Okay. That's good, because I want to know how to use that.
Welcome to crossbow training. I, Zark Tongworth.
My biggest thing I don't like about Honey is Honey and Wishlist are just like the same to me. Like when it's like, I want, they want, I want you, you want me, want. I'm like, come on.
Have aim assist technology.
I just don't like that they have a lot of the same words in them.
Target and the crossbow will seek out its path. For more complex targets, you can refine your aim with precision and...
Okay. Shoot. Oh, you shoot with this. Oh. Wow, I'm incredible. Wait, what am I... Oh. Oh.
Excellent performance. Proceed to the next platform, if you will.
Elizabeth Taylor. I like the beat of Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor. And I liked it when I understood the POV. I did not understand the POV when I first heard it.
Less effective than a well-shot crossbow bolt.
Okay. Oh. Well, that was awkward. Oh, you explode those. Awesome. Where's an explosion? Oh, wow. Jeez Louise. Okay, where's my targets? That? Nice. And then that all the way back there. Can't really see it. Why do you even want me to shoot there? I can't jump over there? Oh, nope. Okay, my bad. My bad. I am going to Chapel Rome this weekend. Probably, unless my anxiety keeps doing what it's doing. There we go. Can't super see what I'm supposed to shoot. There we go. Will you vlog it if I go? Yeah.
A crossbow bolt in flight is a deadly vector. Consider your positioning and timing while you shoot these targets.
What day would you go? I don't know yet. Oh. Oh. What am I missing? Oh, all the way back there. Did I not get it? What am I missing? It looks like I got it. I can't light it up anymore. Oh, am I supposed to hit it multiple times? Oh, I am. Oh, it's just this one. What? Shoot all targets. Oh no, I am missing one. Okay. Oh. Oh! That's... Wait. Huh? Huh? Confused. Do you guys see it? The other one? One, two, three, four, five, six. In the tires. Oh, maybe on the duck? I got all these ones. And then I got the one back here, and I got the one over here.
That's the basics.
Okay.
Explore the gallery or continue onwards, where we'll explore some of the nuances of ranged combat. I'll open the door for you down the ramp. You can't miss it. If you do, you probably aren't ready to leave training anyway.
Right. What the heck? Do I just go this way, or? I feel like I just go this way. Okay, yeah. I was like, surely it doesn't. But you never know. Oh, I almost missed the elevator. She's in the tub. Oh boy. Oh god. Good luck out there, chat. This game is so awesome. Where do I buy? !point KMO!
The crossbow's range is what makes it effective. Try picking off these distant targets. And don't worry, they've signed a waiver.
Base a target with W.
Some things call for great precision. Steady your aim and hit the bullseye.
Oh. I was like, that's too far away. This gonna have to be a jump shoot. Nice. Oh, these are kind of hard angles. Oops. Should have been Austin's tub. That would have been so funny. Austin doesn't in the tub. While giving birth. Gosh. Man, I am bad. Sunbear, thank you for the 23.
Moving targets? Not a problem with Golden Anvil weapons. Just lock on. Hitting enemies in the air even flings them about for a bit longer. I love it when physics is thrown into question.
Okay, that was hard, but got it. Ah! Oh. Oh my gosh, how embarrassing. Okay, good. Last one. Oh, it keeps not switching. Okay, there we go.
Let's put the golden cherry on top. Apply what you've learned and try not to get killed. That would be a waste of golden cherries.
Ow, 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 ow. What the heck? Ow. Ow. Stop it. Ow. Everyone's hitting me. No. Stop hitting me. Did I get everyone? Oh, some phase night. Hello. What? Oh, if I have to redo them, I'm gonna be so sad. Okay, I got it. Okay. Lots of presents in here, though. Nice. Oh. Okay, so... Oh. Oh boy. Where am I supposed to go? Down here, I guess? Oh yeah. Where are they? Oh gosh! Oh, where did you guys come from? Wait, I like the crossbow.
You've earned your walk down Validation Alley. I remember when I did so myself. My mother cried. Well, she would have if she'd showed up.
Yay, got the bronze trophy. I think I need to smash more stuff. Because I never get gold. Yeah. Yay! Okay. I keep not getting... Okay, let's go get our upgrades.
Your King of Meat debut! Congratulations, contender! Now,
thank you.
Come and see me. There's someone I want to introduce you to.
Hello.
Contender,
Oh, she's got an accent. Goat Fox, thank you for the sub.
Coliseum. Pandemonium! But how about this? Magic-induced pandemonium.
Magic?
Yep, magic. The legal kind. The safe kind. Condoned by Lorgok's Department of Magic Control. And I have it for you here. Contender, meet Professor Beak.
Okay.
Charmed to meet you.
Ooh,
I'm Professor
pretty.
Beak, head scientist at Regulated Effects. All of our magic is regulated, researched, and show-stopping.
Okay.
Rosalind assures me that this will be a beneficial collab for all involved. And so, from Regulated Effects, we have given you your very first glory move. Seek my presence at the Regulated Effects HQ when you're ready to purchase more.
Okay. What's my first glory move?
There's officially licensed magic in the air with glory moves. Perform these legal magic-powered moves, and glory is just a hop, skip, and an abomination away. Open wide because you're the proud
magic.
owner of the Repulsive Bound.
Ew.
Tastes as good as it looks.
Yeah, we're not going to use our glory move, chat.
They're legal, they're disgraceful. They're glory moves.
Okay. Ooh, I like that. Rising Star armor? Oh my gosh, yes! I look great. Rising Star gauntlets? Yes, of course. Like, Twitch chat has died over the years, not what it used to be. I mean, part of this is I'm doing a sponsor stream in the middle of the night. They're just not typing right now. If you want to go see a fun Twitch chat, go watch Fandy stream. Okay, I look awesome. Sure. Okay.
Now, contender, some people in the plaza want to talk to you.
Ooh.
Go make yourself seen. Then get back in
Okay.
that Coliseum and show them what you've got.
Let's go make ourselves seen in the Coliseum. Hey guys, it's me. Wait, why can't I jump? Hey.
Zark Tongworth, over by the Big Anvil. You'll want to be making the most of his golden
Chat, are
anvil
any of these
weaponry
you?
and upgrades. There's no one else quite like him.
Specials.
The Cobb TV specials are live events with an ever-changing roster of challenges. Do well in whatever event is currently on, and you'll reap the rewards.
Are you serious? I didn't know Mr. Beast had a thing. Okay, solo adventure. I want to do this. We don't need to do any training. I want to go on an adventure. Yeah. Yeah, adventure.
Hello and welcome to what our experts are calling a celebration of spikes. But what are spikes and where did they come from?
Okay.
No one really knows. But whether on armor or dungeon walls, we love to see them. Let's go now
game is
live
so
to
cute.
see what our contender makes of them down in the Coliseum.
Welcome, contender, to Pure
Ooh, who's he?
Builds, the show where dungeon designers are challenged to create death trap dungeons with only one kind of death trap. I'm Thane Gortusk. You can usually find me at Beach Shall Ride HQ, but tonight I am your host because we're focusing on spikes.
Spikes.
And where do King of Meat spikes come from? My ancestors' claws. If you make it far enough through this perilous dungeon, contender, you'll even get to meet the designer herself, Miss Horatia Hogg. Spikes away.
Horatia Hogg. Okay, spikes. Let's go. We got this. Yoink. Okay, chat. Okay, that was easy. Jump. Aha. Ooh. Wait, I want that. Okay, do it again. Me, 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 me. Okay, let's watch this. Oh, this one looks kind of hard, no? Okay, we just have to go the second it ends. Oh, shit. Oh. No, jump! Oh. Okay.
According to my notes here, Horatia Hogg, renowned designer of this dungeon, is a noted spike enthusiast. You and me both, sister. I can't wait to discuss the ethics of this.
Me neither.
But not yet. You have visitors.
Oh. Good thing I've got this. Oh. Okay. I immediately didn't realize I had a limit on my crossbow. Okay. Cool. No spikes. Oh, thank you. Huge. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Big. I feel like this was good. They're going just Trish's podcast? Yeah, if they ever wanted me. But they got like Demi Lovato on their podcast. You know, I think I'm like,
The spinning
you know,
spike.
respectfully.
I recognize these spikes.
A little
They're my
different.
grandmother's claws. She was the very first claw donor.
I did that so
to
fast.
King of Meat. For her payment, she had a lengthy legal battle with Construct,
Oh.
and was eventually paid off with a condo in Lorgog Springs, where she retired.
We don't
and was
need that. We don't need that
immediately
chest.
Killed by a stray silver bullet.
No. Hey. 1, 2. 1, 2. I'm trying to get the air thing right. 1, 1, 2, up. Oh, I keep doing it wrong. Oh, frick. Where are you guys coming from? Dang. What the heck? That was a lot of them. Yeah, it has different levels. So you can play with friends to beat all the levels, or you can play by yourself, like me. And there's like puzzles and...
She's wearing Lobus claws. And over there, Uncle Alvon.
Ouch. Ouch. Okay. Okay, does everyone see the path? Oh boy. Okay, what's this path? Just 1, 2, and then jump? Oh, frick, that got my booty. Ouch! Ouch! Guys, my booty's hurt. Team Fire Cutie? Yeah, I'm having fun. Okay, run. Ah. Nice. Is
You're
there
still alive, contender.
health anywhere?
So it's time to meet your creator,
Oh.
Horatio Hogg.
Okay.
Please tell us how you acquired the family heirlooms I have been trying to get back for years.
Surely I'll get healed.
Are you there? Something tells me you should hit the switch, contender.
Oh, maybe right. Oh, cool.
Oh, no. Well, she's dead. And for once, it wasn't me.
Oh.
Murder. Not on live TV.
Wait, what?
But you'd better get out of here anyway.
Oh, boy. Oh, I need this. Okay, but there's so many of the things in here. I have to get them, no? How do I get up there? Oh, we close the switch. And then it lowers. Yeah, and then I... Yeah, and then I Q. Oh, no I don't. I do. Wait, I'm incredible. Whoa, there's so many up here. What if I would have left? I wouldn't have gotten them. Nice. Okay, it sounds like a lot of angry people out there. That's not good for us, chat. Because I do not have a lot of health. Oh, I thought I was going to get attacked instantly. Oh, I am. I would love more bullets. Big. Oh, where'd you guys come from? Jeez, they're just... Guys, get a hobby. I like when they get exploded by that. Ready? Go, go, go. Yes. I wanted it to explode them all and it did. That was awesome. Nice. I did it again. Come on. Get him. Nice. Nice.
Congratulations, contender! At least you survived. Tune in next time to Pure Bills for a dungeon titled Extreme Switch Flicking, which
awesome.
thankfully has nothing to do with my anatomy. I, for one, will be tuning in because Pure Bills cross with Murder Mystery. There's a crossover I didn't know I needed.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, did I get all my... Whoa! Wait, I want all that gold. Let me at it. Let me at it. Wow. Come here. Whoa. Wait, Chad, I beat my first dungeon. That's awesome. I know it wasn't that hard, but, you know, for me, we're proud. Wow, look at all the treasure! Did I really only get bronze again? Did I come here? Oh, that doesn't do anything. Oh, it does. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. That was fun. What? Did I only get bronze again? Dang, I stink. Okay, chat. Technically the sponsor was only supposed to be 1 hour. But I say we do one more dungeon. Okay. Big thank you to King of Meat for sponsoring the stream.
A curse that has blighted mankind since time immemorial. And today we see their latest incarnation in a dungeon that contains puzzles. Sounds crazy?
Because I want to do puzzles.
Let me assure you folks, it absolutely is. And this contender has no choice but to puzzle it out.
Yes, chat. Check out the link in chat, !KOM.
Ooh, Pure Builds, the TV show where famous dungeon creators are challenged to design death trap dungeons with only one type of death
not
trap.
spikes.
And make sure to say the murder in the last episode was just a silly little prank. Oh, I mean, the murder in the last episode was just a silly little prank.
Right.
I am your host, Orsa Featherweight, because this episode's designer has been challenged with showcasing the Switch, whose iconic red pleather padding was designed by me.
Okay.
Go on, whack it. You won't be seeing those seams burst.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll do that. That seemed easy. Why I'm afraid of... Huh? Am I supposed to be afraid here? Oh. Oh, right. I'm gonna hit that. I see. It's puzzles. Oh, okay. Bad start. Well, let's go. Okay, easy, easy. That was easy. Let's just like look around first. Okay, well, that was, I think, simple. What is happening? What? What? Okay.
Our creator, Prof. Button, was quoted saying, "The Switch has a unique talent in drawing the contender's eyes seamlessly from puzzle to paradox."
Well then, I'll bet Prof. Button is thankful for my choice of Cinnabar red for the cladding rather than the more commonly used vermilion,
which is 11% less red.
Okay, so we're definitely supposed to drag this somewhere. I don't know where. Oh, we might as well grab this while we're here, though. Just kidding, I can't reach it. Okay. Oh, where are we dragging this? Oh, over here. I see, I see. I've got it. I've got it. I love a good puzzle game. Okay, now. Thank you, True God BB, for the 18. Look at me go. Nice. Oh, okay. Guys really should look out for that. Oh, shyster. Okay. I'm pushing him. Oh, frick. Nice. Okay, so what does this one do? That did nothing. But we do need this one. It says 5, we've hit 2. Oh. 3, 4. Can I see the other ones? Oh.
I can use ChatGPT to answer that. You can enable ChatGPT on your iPhone.
Okay. Sorry, my Siri thought I was talking to her. Okay. Nice. Oh, wow. Wow. Ooh, nice, 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 nice. Uh-oh. Shoot, I'm gonna die. I can't get up there. Wait for my things to recharge. Back up, do it again until we kill him. Because I can't get up there. Oh no, I got bonked. Dang it. Oh. Ew. You need a box to climb up? Yeah, but I don't want to be dragging a box over there while they're shooting at me. So I'd rather just get my bullets and then... There we go. Okay. Whoa. Oh, boy. Ooh. I didn't know there was an edge there. I mean, that was a W move. I just didn't know I was taking it, essentially. Okay. And then... Okay, and then what? Oops. Oh, saved. Okay. Ooh. I haven't gotten over there. Oh. Is she giving birth? Is the baby coming out?
In her design notes, Prof. Button says, "Not all in life is as swift as the switch, but a switch inside the soul can swiftly switch the switch within us." Profound.
I can make this jump, you're saying? This way? I don't know if I can. I think I need to bring that little stool with me. Can I do that? Oh. I can. I'm wrong. I apologize. Oh, you're welcome. I mean, I forgive you. Frick. Okay. Oh,
a cage. This creator knows the importance of texture combinations.
The soft squish of the switch cladding beside the hard mineral quality of the bars.
Release date for my new song? No, we're working on the music video.
Professor, but to complete this next set of puzzles, and we'll get to meet.
Next set of puzzles. Oh, I go like this. Oh, shyster. Holy sh... Just keep running, just keep running. I missed this one. Oh, I definitely missed some over there, huh? Frick! I want to see how she tackles the Onyx Knight allegations, because Taylor has always used color to describe morning and night in her songs. She's been doing it for 18 years. It's got nothing to do with the skin color of somebody's girlfriend. That's my take. Call me crazy. Okay. We did it. You're crazy. You're crazy. Ooh.
It's time to meet your creator.
Last night tonight is dark. Yeah. Who would have thought? Oh. Again?
Professor Button? Oh no! Ollie was right. There really is a murderer.
Oh. Not again.
Ursa, I've got you. What's going on here?
Foul play! Murder!
Oh, don't you worry about that, Ursa. You're okay now. Contender, go forth. Make not a single clue unturned.
What the hell? Chat, write that down. It's a clue.
What in Logok's name do we have here? Who would do this? The next dungeon is a showcase of dummies just like that one there. You must conquer that dungeon, Contender.
Save us!
Let's get you away from here, Ursa.
Did I beat the dungeon? Did I do it? Okay. I did it. Bronze again, huh? Dang, I'm so bad. All right, chat. That was just a little sample of King of Meat. So big thank you to King of Meat for sponsoring the stream. We went a little over the time, but I figured it was fun. Check it out, ! KOM. If you buy King of Meat now using the code, you will receive 2 legendary outfits when you check out with the link, and that is pinned in chat. So check it out, guys. Yeah, that was so fast. We're just gonna hop back into what we were watching. Actually, it's kind of late. I might save it. It's midnight and we have 40 minutes left. Something in your teeth? Oh my god, has that been the whole sponsor chat? That is embarrassing. Yes, the sponsor gifties. I'll get out in a second. It's embarrassing. Okay, this is our new tradition whenever we get a sponsor, okay, chat? Here you go. I hear my boyfriend going to bed. That's why I say we can't finish the video. Oh, my card got declined. Hello. My card's getting declined. He's poop on his butt? How? He has no fur. Chat. Let me try this way. Chat, I don't have any money. That's weird. I'm not getting a text saying to decline it. I want to try this one. Save and continue. Let's just try a different card. Thanks, Caitlin. Okay, complete purchase. Oh, there it goes. Yay! Thanks, chat, for watching the sponsor. It's our new sponsor tradition. Okay. I think, well, we do have this cup of tea, so maybe we'll just, no more pauses and just watch it. Okay, here we go, because it's like we might as well just finish it. Okay, let's go. No pauses, chat.
Any of this when I was growing up, kind of by design. The church I grew up in, and the one that still exists today, was so deeply standardized around these manuals and procedures and beliefs that came from one source, the 15 men at the top, who were able to spread this version of the belief and the history through a huge network of distribution. There were bookstores where you can buy all the approved manuals and teachings. There were stickers and highlighters and book bags and activities. Every Mormon church was identical. The same chairs and floors and layouts and woodworks. It's actually a pretty efficient design. I was in one recently for a funeral and I was like, man, this is a great design. It always came with a really nice gym. Every church had these same scratchy wall protectors that as a kid feel like sharp spikes. But yeah, it was the same everywhere. We sang the same songs. We used the same insider lexicon. The same lessons are being taught in every Mormon church around the globe on the same day. Like when you're traveling to a foreign country and you're far away from home in the mountains of Guatemala and you go to a Mormon church and you sit down and hear the same songs and the same lessons, boy, does that make you feel like you are a part of a global community. It is a sense of belonging that you can't really get anywhere else. But this is just the beginning. The church made movies, like high quality movies that brought a lot of these approved beliefs to life. The official version of Joseph Smith's story was represented to me so clearly in these high quality films.
Joseph, this is my beloved son.
The story of the Book of Mormon, again, the
one.
keystone of the religion, was brought to life with ambitious film production.
Look at him.
That movie's called The Testaments. I watched that probably 500 times on my mission in Spanish. I have most of it memorized in Spanish.
Pero de Dios, el Hijo del Eterno Padre
I've
ha
seen this
venido
one.
al mundo.
Okay, and then there was a whole genre of Mormon videos
single word.
that
Mention single
modeled how we, especially as youth,
he didn't.
were to behave, how we're supposed to apply these approved teachings in a modern world. They made custom music about the Mormon doctrine that we would listen to, and it was actually kind of good. Was it good? I don't know. There were original musicals.
It's funny.
2 by 2, we're marching door to door.
No, not that musical.
Yeah.
This one.
We are not the ordinary.
Oh my gosh. I love this musical. Saturday's Warrior.
Extraordinary.
There were comedy movies about going on missions. There was jewelry to remind us to choose the right. And if that wasn't enough, these centralized messages and values were reinforced in pithy posters. Posters like this. A lot of us hung these on our wall. We looked at them every day, reminding us of the importance of cleaning our sin, to dress modestly, to prepare to go to the temple, the physical truth of the gold plates, the aspiration to go on a mission, and most plainly of all, the call to just believe in this. The keystone of the religion is this guy's story and his claims. As a teenager, you get this special blessing from a seasoned priesthood holder, a patriarch. He interviews you, and then he puts his hands on your head, and he kind of riffs. The Spirit speaks to him to foresee your future. He tells you about how you will go on to be a faithful member of the church, get married in the temple, go on a mission, serve in the church. For me, he threw in a few vague things that I got excited about and was like,
You're
oh, I
being
wonder what this
invited to watch
means.
the birth
But I
on
believed it
stream.
was like
I'm
a
so good
fortune,
off that.
like what was going to happen in my future. So then his wife transcribes it, prints it out, you laminate it, and you make multiple copies and you carry it around with you. And you read it often. It's called a patriarchal blessing. And you watch as your life unfolds and hopefully is as blessed as your patriarchal blessing says it will be. Man, I hadn't thought about that for years until I started doing this story. And I was like, that felt so normal. It felt so normal. It doesn't feel like voodoo magic. It doesn't feel like fortune telling. It feels awesome. It feels like I have access to a guy with the priesthood who is going to see my future and give me guidance about my future. That's an amazing thing if you believe that.
Yeah.
And when you don't, whoa. And then perhaps most impactful of all in this information ecosystem is this. This is General Conference. Every 6 months, so twice a year, tens of thousands of Mormons
We'd always go to the
gather in
farm and
Salt
watch
Lake
it with my family.
in this big conference center, and they sit for a total of 10 hours over the course of the weekend to listen to
We'd play
their
conference
prophets
bingo.
and leaders speak to them. We also get to hear our famous choir sing, which is an incredibly powerful experience when you're sitting in this room. And this conference is broadcast to the entire world, thanks to the church's vast, sophisticated broadcasting abilities. Now, if you've never experienced being surrounded by 21,000 believers who believe down to the word kind of exactly what you do, it's a, dare I say, beautiful experience of belonging and of specialness. I don't know, I get a weird nostalgia when I look at General Conference stuff and remember sitting in that big, beautiful room listening to that choir because you feel
21K?
so lucky. Like something big is happening.
Jason the Ween could do
the
that.
end of the world is coming. And you are lucky enough to be sitting watching prophets who are called of God and given the authority to prepare the world for the second coming of Jesus Christ. And you are one of the lucky ones who's there. It's really powerful.
The church is growing rapidly as our missionary force introduces the gospel in all parts of the world.
Do you kind of see how this works? This organization controlling the message from Salt Lake and really efficiently and powerfully spreading that message to the members. It creates unity through authority, and it works. A reminder that most of the people who run the church are not paid. They do it as a volunteer. They have normal jobs, and then they go run the church in their off time.
Yeah.
And they're not just like showing up and giving a sermon. They are running a company full of tons of paperwork. The church is full of so much paperwork and data. We collect data on member attendance, and there's meeting notes, and there's forms and records and databases of every aspect of the church. As a missionary, which you are paying to be out there as a missionary, you are like an administrative foot soldier for the church. You're filling out forms and turning in reports and updates.
A lot of people don't know that. Mormon missions, you have to pay to be on them. They don't pay you.
You're looking at spreadsheets and charts of the number of lessons you taught and the number of baptisms you did that month. There are maps which delineate the whole world into what priesthood authority is over what region. Here I am with a binder of every member that is registered within the geographic area of the town of Mexicali, Mexico. And I am performing an audit to help update the church records. This is something I did on my mission. And we use this as an excuse.
You say you can go home whenever you want. Oh, you know it's not that easy. You know it's not that easy. I know, but you know the judgment and being interviewed by the bishop and all the shit that comes with it.
To teach people as well. But in the process, we were getting the church's books in order. And I kind of thrived in this. It was the first time in my life that I thrived at anything. I got really bad grades in school. I kind of thought I was not going to be good at anything. Then I get out on a mission and I'm really good at it. And I'm learning all these skills and I'm a leader. And it's like, man, that drove a lot of devotion.
The social pressure
for me
really gets you
during
a
that
lot
time.
of it.
It
Yeah,
felt
for sure.
good to be good at something. And it was God's mission. I've been looking through these journals. I have all these journals of every single day of my mission.
That's
documented.
crazy.
I'm a documenter. Always have been. I mean, I have so much of this. This is like the very beginning here, actually. This was the book that was the clearest reference for every single doctrine and belief of the church in alphabetical order with scriptural footnotes, plain language. Everything from who God is to what fornication is to gambling, foreordination, family and home evening, eternal life, church disciplinary councils.
My brothers went,
Scary.
and I had
There's
like
so
all
much
my
stuff in here.
cousins have gone, and I had an ex-boyfriend that went.
We used to do this thing on our mission where we would have yoro y cloro. It was like bleach and food dye, and we would do this thing where we would put the food dye in water, and it would like stain the water, and we'd say, this is what it looks like when you sin. And then we would take out the chloro, the chlorine, the bleach, and we would take a little teaspoon of it and drop it into the cup, and the water would go clean. And then we would turn to them and say, that is baptism. Will you get baptized? And we had all these techniques to challenge someone to be baptized. And yeah, that was the whole point, was to baptize people. I baptized a lot of people in the ocean, which felt cool.
That is cool.
When I talk to people who were never in
way
this,
cooler.
it's so easy for them to look at us, those who, like when we were in the church, as just brainwashed, like we're just doing what we're told. And yes, in seeing this system of information being funneled into a very, very specific and black and white repetition of the same story, I see that. That makes sense. And yet, when you're in it, it also feels very meaningful. And all the corporate repetition, whatever, it feels worth it because you really believe that you are preparing the world, that you are chosen to do this, that you are a part of a bigger thing. And that motivates you to volunteer and to sacrifice. And it
I
also
got baptized when I was
drives
8.
a lot of deep relationships and a
Mormons,
lot
you
of
get baptized
meaning
when
in
you're
your
8.
life. And as much as I am very critical of this and the way that it was done to me and to others, I can't say that it isn't meaningful. I can't say that it isn't like a really powerful way to live. Anyway, I'm off topic here because this is also personal for me, but let's get back to this history and why the church got so rich. And that has to do with what happens in the 1970s. First off, the Mormons never stop with their campaign to rebrand away from polygamy and their kind of weird beliefs. They continue doing this in the 70s.
Every few decades, you get church leaders that will commission a report from outside experts and basically asking, how can we present better to the world? One of the biggest examples of this is in the early 1970s. They hire a consulting firm to figure out how to improve our image. And that consulting firm says, hey, you need to downplay doctrines and you need to highlight the family. And that's when the church starts doing all those commercials during the 1970s of the family.
Take an interest in your family.
It's about time, and they have inserts into Reader's Digest, and they're able to emphasize this is how we prove that we're safe and American as we emphasize the nuclear family. It's really the 1970s when the church makes that the message.
The important lessons in life are learned at home from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Big Boss, you should check out some of the ex-Mormon Reddits. There's actually quite a few stories of missionaries, their mission president holding their passport hostage. Should check it out. I've seen quite a few. You can believe them or not believe them, but I have seen quite a few stories on the ex-Mormon Reddits.
I mean, these commercials, which are highly nostalgic for me, are great messages, like universal messages. There's no weird beliefs about God living on a star or like you getting your own planet. It's just straight up family values.
Families grow closer, one conversation at a time.
And yes, it's totally PR.
I do think that the way the church structures the family is actually like really great.
But it's also real from the inside. Like Mormons live these values, very, very family focused. Now there's some caveats to that, and then I have some critiques, but that's like, I will talk about that with other ex-Mormons. It's not really like worth going into here. This rebranding campaign continues into the modern day. You may have seen the I Am a Mormon campaign.
And I'm a Mormon.
I'm a Mormon.
I'm a Mormon. And I'm a Mormon.
And I think all of these efforts, 100 years of like rebranding Mormons from like rebel polygamists to mainstream good family value Americans really worked. I talked to a lot of people who were like, man, Mormons, like I know they have weird beliefs, I know they have secret underwear, but like they're just so nice and like family centered. There's like a paradox in that like no one can quite square. And I think it's this. We used to be told often that we live in the world, but we are not of the world. Meaning we have to play by the rules. We play in the system and we do it well. We do it better than everyone else. But we don't adopt the beliefs of the world.
I mean, they have an army of professionals working on how to shape and craft the image, and they put in lots of time and resources and attention into it. So how the church is presenting itself through its media empire is often a key into how the church wants.
I think it's weird that they never did planking, you know? Just really feel like they could have popped off with some planking videos.
Itself to be viewed.
Now, once the church is fully centralized around this messaging information ecosystem,
Mormons start doing TikTok trends.
The other thing that they must do is continue to demonize intellectuals and anyone who is questioning the line of the church. They've already done this quite a bit, but they continue to do it in the 70s and 80s. Boyd K. Packer is one of the leaders who I grew up listening to, who was like the staunchest anti-intellectual, anti-feminist person you could ever imagine. He talks about the dangers that come from so-called scholars and intellectuals. Movement. And they develop this phrase that becomes embedded in my psychology. I don't even know from where, but it's there. And that phrase is
anti-Mormon literature.
Anti-Mormon literature.
Anti-Mormon literature.
This is a scary thing, or at least it was when I was, 16 and 23. And you're not really sure what anti-Mormon literature is, but you know it when you see it. It is anything that contradicts the official line of the church. A Reddit post that wants to like open up, Joseph Smith's many wives and the fact that one of them was a child. That's anti-Mormon literature. That New York Times article that I showed you at the beginning that debunks Joseph Smith's translations, I had never seen that until I started reporting the story. In addition to getting information from the top, we are also trained and taught to keep information out.
Do not read the anti-Mormon materials. None of it is worth casting an eye upon. Theological pornography.
Now that's changing a little bit in the church in the modern day, I hear. Like there's more openness. But my entire childhood in the church in the 90s and the 2000s, before people started to leave in mass, there was very little tolerance and in fact, a active demonization of anti-Mormon literature.
Yeah, I remember this.
In fact, any leader or historian who was behind any of this work would be sidelined, kicked out of leadership, or even excommunicated from the church for publishing histories or anything that contradicted the church's official line. This continued in my era with this woman, Kate Kelly, who was a fervent believer in the church and was like, hey, let's grow up and give women the priesthood. And she fought for that and they excommunicated her. This is not a place for debate. But this isn't all. It's not just information and history being controlled by people in Salt Lake. It's also about temples.
The temples are gorgeous. I don't care who you are. They're so pretty.
Temples are these very important buildings. They're beautiful buildings. They're sacred buildings for Mormons. It's where they do the most important rituals that you need to go to heaven.
The Salt Lake Temple is probably one of the prettiest ones.
But the highest tier in heaven. To get up here to this highest tier, you also have to get married in a temple. I got married in one of these temples here in Portland, which is right next to the freeway, which you will see, again, a brand-minded Mormon church puts their temples in very visible places so that people ask questions. Smart move. Washington, D.C., San Diego. I was literally taking a boat through the Panama Canal the other week, and I'm flying my drone, and I look over, and what's right there on the crossroads of the two oceans? A Mormon temple. Anyway, you're not allowed to go inside of these temples, these most sacred places that you must go into to go to heaven, unless you have one of these. This is a tiny card with a barcode on it. It's called a temple recommend. You have to get one of these from your local priesthood leader, like your bishop. And to get it, you have to go to his office and sit down, and he asks you 15 questions.
I did this when I was 12, by the way. 12, alone with a man, asking me if I've ever had sex.
Imagine this, you're sitting in a room alone with this man who you trust. He's like a part of your community. He's like your authority. And he asks me point blank, do you have a testimony of the restoration of the gospel of Jesus Christ? Meaning that Joseph Smith restored the one true church. Do you sustain the president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints as the prophet, seer, and revelator, and the only person on the earth authorized to exercise all priesthood keys?
Yes.
Keys are like the authority to administer the church. So now they're asking you point blank, do you think that the prophet is the only person on earth who has the authority to do God's work? And then it says, do you follow the teachings of the church in your private and public behavior?
There. Do you obey the law of chastity? When you're 12.
Do you support any teaching, practice, or doctrine contrary to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints? Do you keep the Sabbath day holy? Do you strive to be honest? Are you a full tithe payer? That's a big one.
Yeah.
You can't go in the temple unless you pay. Do you keep the covenants that you made in the temple, like wearing the garments, the undergarments that you're supposed to wear? Are there serious sins in your life that need to be resolved with a priesthood authority? And all of this leads to the final question, which is, are you worthy?
Yes.
And all of these questions, these really point blank, black and white questions of, do you obey the teachings of the church? Do you pay the tithing? Do you believe in the restoration? Are meant to evaluate whether or not you're worthy. If you answer correctly to these 15 questions, you get a temple recommend.
I started paying tithing at 8.
Then you do not get a temple recommend. You cannot go to the temple. Even if your sister is getting married or your child is getting married, if you have sinned, you've done some sexual misdeed, you will get your temple recommend taken away from you. And then you can't go in the temple. And instead, you go on a process of repentance where you don't take the bread and water on Sunday. And your whole community sees you. And you feel shame and you feel embarrassment and you feel hopefully sorrow and repentance for your sin. And with time, the bishop then says, okay, you're worthy again. You've repented. I got my temple recommend taken away once. And it was horrific. It was a bad 6 weeks. I felt horrible. I felt shame. and I was supposed to be getting married in the temple. It was coming up. My marriage date was coming up, and I didn't have my temple recommend. And in the same way that it feels so good to be in it and surrounded by believers and worthy, it feels so bad to be shamed from it and to be seen as dirty for going a little too far with your girlfriend or something. So this is the other piece of it. Yes, it's about teachings and manuals and, you know, structures, but it is also about affirming your loyalty to the doctrine, to the organization, to the people in charge. And there are major consequences socially and psychologically if you don't. So let's talk about money now, because you now have a picture of what it's like to be in the Mormon church, the devotion and the sense of loyalty that you experience, the sense of belonging. And you now have a sense of, to go in the temple, which you need to do to be sealed to your family and to go to heaven, the top part of heaven, you have to pay 10% of your income. And at the end of the year, you do this thing called tithing settlement, where you go to that same office, to that same bishop, and he gives you a piece of paper that's like, here's all the tithing you said you paid. Is it a full tithe? Have you actually paid your full tithing? And you say, you look the guy in the eye and you're like, yes, I did. And you sign it. And you, tithing is so important. What are they doing with the money is the question. And the answer is, well, they're a church. They're probably building the church and they're probably doing humanitarian work. The Mormons are always doing humanitarian work, right? Yes. And they're not paying taxes on any of that because they're a church, a charity. But by the 1970s, they start using the money for something fairly unique.
There are a number of church leaders who are being drawn from the corporate world to kind of take their expertise. And so you get high-powered CEOs and others who were sort of drafted into church leadership to take it in this new direction.
One leader in particular, N. Eldon Tanner, was a business powerhouse. He's from Canada. He was like an oil tycoon, super good at business, super loyal to the church. I actually grew up with N. Eldon Tanner's descendants. Like his great grandkids were like my closest friends as a kid. I heard a lot about this guy. He was a legend because he came in with all of his business skills and pointed them at the church and said, we are going to turn this into an efficient organization that makes money instead of just spends all the tithing we get. He cut costs, he creates all this financial discipline, and he starts to envision a church that invests that money into stocks and bonds and real estate. And they start doing this.
And he standardized church finances, said, okay, tithing's only going to go to this. And then we're going to take an amount of our profits from that. We're going to hire financial professionals in Wall Street, and they're going to control our trust fund to be able to grow. And we're only going to spend X percentage of our money a year so that we can always have the rainy day fund. So that slowly grows. And those funds, just due to the financial interest and compounded interest by the Reagan era of the 1980s and the neoliberalism of the 1990s, those investments explode and they make the church massively financially wealthy.
So this could be an entire video. The financial growth of the LDS church from the 70s to today is a mind-blowing thing. I'll give you the highlights. The first highlight is look at this map. I have to say it at some point in the video, right? This is all of the agriculture and commercial and hospitality and industrial and special purpose and retail land that is owned by the Mormon Church. Wow. There's huge ranches and farms. But you know what else they're investing in? Me. People like me. I went to BYU, which by the time I went there was like a good university. And 70% of my tuition was subsidized by the church. And this is an investment because we go to BYU, we graduate with these degrees from increasingly prestigious programs like the business or the accounting program. And by then we are in it. We've been through the whole pipeline, all the training, the mission, all of the standardized teaching over and over and over again. The same message. We're devoted. And we will be loyal tithe payers for the rest of our lives. Well, not all of us, sorry. I was not a good investment for the church, but a lot of people graduate from BYU, go on to make a ton of money and give a lot of that to the church. The business school at BYU, by the way, is the Marriott School of Business. Yes, that Marriott. He's a Mormon. And it's housed in a building that is named after N. Eldon Tanner. These are the business titans that established the church not just as like a corporate entity in its hierarchy and its look, but also in its finances and its investment strategies, in its corporate structure, in its legal, and it's like they got so sophisticated. And look what happens. It pays off.
Even today, many of the senior church leadership, if not at the 12, at the level of the 70, are drawn from the ranks of very high-powered lawyers and corporate types who can manage the church's vast resources efficiently. They're often not chosen for their theological or doctrinal understanding, or even their great public speaking skills. They're often chosen because they happen to be really good at their jobs of kind of managing large organizations.
Like in the last decade, it's estimated that their wealth has grown $100 billion. $100 billion. And over $200 billion of that is just pure, hard cash that is in like stocks and bonds.
So crazy.
Walmart doesn't have that much money on hand. And they are considered the richest religious organization in the world. If you didn't count like the Catholic Church, which isn't one organization, the church is kind of more centralized. And so on this Wikipedia article, that's why they put them at the top. Anyway, they're incredibly rich for being such a small church. How do they spend their money? Well, we have some decent data on this.
Guys, give me 10%.
Right here at the top, they spend some of their money on humanitarian aid, doing projects around the world.
I will say they do
even
a lot
more
of good
on aid that they give to their members, like for members in need, food assistance, things like
They
that.
helped
Then they
us buy
spend about $1
groceries.
billion on church education. So much of what we talked about in this video is this budget. It is the curriculum, it is the teaching, it is BYU. It's a good investment. This is the stuff that informed my worldview. And then there's this big chunk that is just operating the church, the buildings. There are some paid people, they have to pay them. But look at this. The vast majority of the money they spend is on reinvesting to grow their vast wealth. That's like 65% of all of their expenditures is just reinvesting. I did not know this growing up, and I don't think many did. I don't know, I thought my money was like going to grow the church, build temples, and, you know, humanitarian stuff. I was just like, you know, like, aren't they doing humanitarian projects? They are, but it's just not that much. And listen, that's actually really rational. The church never said that their mission was to be humanitarian. Their mission is to fulfill the mandate given to Joseph Smith, which is to prepare the world for the second coming of Jesus Christ by spreading the good news of the restoration and giving people the opportunity, dead and alive, to get baptized and do all the rituals. That is their mission. And they believe that they need a giant rainy day fund to do that. And I don't totally know why. Like what
I don't know what the plan is with that either.
They've got a lot of money. Now, a few years ago, one of the employees of the investment firm for the church was like uncomfortable with this. You know, he's like a member of the church, believer, and he like comes out and he's like, this is weird that the church has so much money. Specifically, he alleged that there was like $100 billion that was supposed to go to some charitable thing and it wasn't. That ended up not really going anywhere. There wasn't any like fallout there, but it did draw attention to all of this. And the SEC did end up fining the church, discovering that they were using a bunch of shell companies all around the country to hide how much money they had because they didn't want anyone to know that they were sitting on so much cash. And they paid a fine. And since 2019, they have been complying with the right way to file their taxes and pay taxes on the stuff that they have to. So what do the members of the church think about their tithing being used to run a hedge fund? And the answer is, we'll never know because there isn't a culture of debate and dissent. But I can tell you by proxy, as if I were a member of the church, I would actually think this is a great thing. I would be like, this is proof that the Lord wants us to succeed. He has blessed us with amazing financial returns. And this is proof. And my church is awesome. And look, we are living the dream and fulfilling the prophecy. That's what I would feel. And I'm sure a lot of people do. And then, of course, there's non-Mormons who are uncomfortable with this idea of a tax-free organization being able to just be a giant investment firm. Curious what you all think. I'm slightly biased in all this. Anyway, the point is it drew a lot of attention to this very image-minded church who since then has started investing a lot in humanitarian, way more than they were before. And we can assume that that is a reaction to this scrutiny.
So here we are in modern day. The Mormon church has seen a lot of people leaving, like I did. I mean, this is happening to almost every religious organization, at least in the West. The church is growing rapidly in places like South America and Africa as the missionary effort continues. And though I haven't been in the church for a few years, I've seen that the newest leader has softened some of the culture that I grew up with. There's a bit of a reversal of what we saw in the 50s and 60s. where the church, which is now more international than ever, is inviting more local variations on how Mormonism is practiced around the world. They've also started publishing more transparent versions of history instead of the sugar-coated stuff that I grew up with. So there is some updating and flexing to the times on a few small things. But the doctrine itself, the keystone of the religion, the stuff we've talked about, hasn't changed. It's still a very high commitment, high control religion with very bold doctrinal beliefs. The church's priesthood authority, which can only be held by men, being central to their existential story of the world and its imminent end.
I'll end by giving you a final reflection here, which is I left this organization, or started leaving it, about 10 years ago. And I was able to have the courage to do it because it was the first time that I was out of the pipeline of information and social and psychological ramifications for leaving. I'd left BYU and I was finally ready to start to question it. And even still, it was really hard and still is. I have spent that decade rewriting my understanding of worthiness and value and meaning because I was given a version of it that was very, very, very strongly communicated through a lot of repetition and from very authoritative people. I have spent the decade rewriting my need to act as an ambassador for a misunderstood organization, to be liked by people. That's deep in me because it's been trained into me from a very young age. And most complicated of all, I have been trying to untangle my feelings of the reality of the harm that was done to my mind from the fact that the church is in me. It is me. My work ethic, my industriousness, my curiosity, my ability to speak Spanish, my family-focused nature and kindness is attributable to the church. That's a sort of impossible contradiction, as I've talked about before.
That's interesting.
And I don't think I'll ever really sort of reconcile that. But if there's one thing I feel really
I do wonder if
about,
I got my work
and more
ethic from the
clear than
church.
ever after having been deep in this story, the real version of this story, it's that all of this was made possible because of one thing, and that thing is control. Control of the story of my life by someone else. And not just any part of my life, the most intimate and personal parts of my life that were controlled by the messaging of a group of men in Salt Lake City. And a group of men that I believed in willingly or seemingly willingly. And men who I think earnestly believe that this is their calling, that God wants them to do this, to keep me on the straight and narrow. This is what it demanded. The correlated, centralized church is such a powerful mechanism for repetition, clarity, certainty. It burrows its way into you in a way that I can't really describe. That did a number on my mind and the minds of a lot of us who have had the courage to take the story back, to redefine our worthiness and our value away from the story that we were told. To define that worthiness based on what is inside of us and not on loyalty and compliance with the rules of a corporate organization that made us believe that it had the authority to tell us who we are.
Woof. What a good video. Wow, that's a good way to put it.
Hey, real quick before you go.
What?
It's no surprise that the media is broken. We all kind of know it. The incentives of media have created this very polarized environment where algorithms and outrage drive what we consider news. I think that's wrong. And this channel has been my expression of trying to do it differently. And I'm excited to tell you that we are building something more than just this channel and the other channels we've launched. We're building a platform that rethinks how journalism can be done. And
grand news.
There's a 99% chance that you...
Hey, excuse me.
I've applied, and I intend on serving a full...
Okay. I wanted to see the comments. Because I thought this was kind of a nice way to put it. The baby got out. Yay! I don't want to see it. It's got to be all gooey and gross. Respectfully, babies really stress me out. The best way I could describe what leaving the church felt like to me, to someone who grew up in it, is like growing up in a warm, cozy cabin with a roaring fire and then stepping outside into the frigid cold and turning around to see that there was no warm cabin in the first place. I served my mission in T1 at the same time as Johnny Elder Harris. Johnny, not sure if you remember me, but indeed, you were so good at being a missionary. I remember admiring your leadership, Spanish, and teaching skills. One particular memory getting advice as a newer missionary from you while eating a gorilla feet pizza and playing soccer on P-Day. Evident even then you were going places. Watching the whole video leaves me with conflicting feelings. But I really appreciate how well you articulate things from your perspective and research. Wow, interesting. You're becoming, in my opinion, one of the most influential journalists of our time. Hard to find anyone better at teaching and storytelling. While we may see things a bit differently in some places like this one. Oh, so he's still Mormon. Oh gosh. I still feel like each production is an art piece in many regards. I loved your series on borders and how our mission in Mexico provided such great context that perhaps inspired some of your work. After our mission in university, the mining industry has taken me across the borders around the world in places fascinating stories, brilliant and tragic. So much more journalism to do, and I'm glad to follow a great storyteller like you. Wishing you and your family the best, Elder Naylor. Wow. That's a really sweet message to say, I will say. As someone that clearly still believes in the church, it's a very sweet way to put it. As an active member of the church, I really appreciate the way you presented the church, your beliefs in a respectful way. I appreciate your deep dive and position on different aspects of the church. I support people in whatever they want to believe. Life is too short to be a part of something you don't resonate with. Your journey in discovery and reflection, it's really nice. How interesting. Interesting, but maybe for a therapist. I think that's a very apathetic thing to say. I think I have a lot of similar. You always gotta like and subscribe if we're watching their videos on stream. I think I have a lot of very similar feelings. I think even to this day, having left the church, it's still like an awkward elephant in the room with my family. I think it always will be. And it sucks and it feels bad, but honestly, I've had worse experiences in my life at this point that it's not the worst. I think about this sometimes when I think about everybody's lives and what you go through, and leaving the church and being a part of the church, though, I do think changed my life in a massive way. I'm lucky for me it's not one of the harder things. It just felt right, I guess. And it did suck, and I was ostracized for a while. But, I think it works out. I think it all works out. I think I was thinking about this while playing this is I had an ex that was that I said served a mission and left the church, and the way he describes it is it's the worst thing that's ever happened to in his life. The way he was treated and him leaving, and it was gave him this big complex. And looking at that now and thinking about that now, I realize that just like nothing bad has ever happened in his life. That's the biggest thing. Like, I'm like, oh, what a blessing. That's the worst thing that's ever happened to you. Which made me feel kind of like, I don't know, like annoyed. I don't know why. But I think I think no matter what, if you're a part of the church, if you left the church, it's a hard thing both ways. It's hard to keep up with the Joneses in the church. And when you leave, it's hard to not have any Joneses care about you anymore, you know? It's really hard. It even feels weird when you're judging other people. Like I said, like first time I judged someone, I was 6 years old, and that was a really weird feeling that I wasn't comfortable with. And I wasn't comfortable with that for many, many, many years. And I wasn't comfortable with the way that like the fear mongering was always really scary to me. It didn't make me feel good whenever anything was bad. It's like, oh, you have to get ready for the second coming. You're not cleansed enough. You're not pure enough for the second coming. So you're going to burn with all the others, you know? And it's like, it's a lot. It's a lot. And even I talked about it a little on, Fear and one time, but it was like, you know, they were kind of laughing and stuff. But I sometimes say that the church got its last laugh on me because there's this, I refuse to look at bodies in caskets. I saw when my grandpa died and I said, oop, I'm never going to do that again because I don't want to like look at people differently. And so when my mom died, I refused to see her dead. I didn't want to see her dead. I just wanted to remember her how I wanted to remember her. And in the Mormon church, they have this very interesting thing where you need to be buried in your temple clothes. And you also have to put a veil over your deceased loved one's face. So when they are resurrected to meet God during the second coming, they have a veil over their face because they can't look at him directly or something like that. And I didn't know this was a thing, obviously. And, you know, we're doing like a family prayer before like they close the casket, and I still had not looked in the casket, and there's probably like 15 of us in there, and we're doing the prayer. And then they said, okay, well, her daughters come and put her veil on. And I had no clue that this was a thing. And it was awful. It was so awful. It was just like, God, it was awful. And so I think the church got its last laugh at me. But I don't know. It's a weird church. It's a weird way to grow up. But you know what I will say, and that's a weird, bittersweet feeling about it, is I do feel incredibly lucky that I have like the family values that I have. There's a reason that I'm the hostess with the mostest. There's a reason that when people stay at my house, you know, there's Southern hospitality, essentially. There's a reason that I try to make my house a home. And I think it's because of how I grew up, and I can't, you know, I can give credit to my parents, but like I grew up in a very broken home, but the one thing that was never broken was church was every Sunday, right? Family home evening was every Monday. And that was the one thing stable in my life. So even though like, you know, I have a lot of weird feelings about the church, there is like this weird bittersweetness where it's like, I feel lucky that I had that at least. It's not like Mormons invented hospitality. Okay. Yoko, I'm done with the cynicism. That's not what I said. You keep finding like the worst ways to translate the words coming out of my mouth. I'm not going to ban you, but I'm going to time you out for a day because I'm just like tired of the cynicism. You got to work on that a little bit. Okay. Anyway. Such an unnuanced take. Unnuanced. I think there's nuance there, that there's like evil and good in it. It's kind of complicated. I don't know, whatever. I don't need to talk about it. Okay. Are you streaming with Cinna when she pulls up to LA? No, I'm the Chuz. I didn't even know she was coming to LA. I'm the Chuz. All right, chat. Well, I'll see you later. I'll see you guys later. I should be live on Lacey's channel tomorrow, like evening. Is the goal, as long as I feel stable enough to handle that. So we'll see how I feel tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Good night, chat. I'm seeing if who you guys should raid. Wow, there are so many people that were just watching birth, huh? That's crazy. Yeah, someone, let's raid Daff because, she texted me the other day and I said I'd figure out my schedule and text her back, and I said I'd do that today, but instead I had a panic attack all day, so I did not do that. So let's raid Daff. Okay, is this gonna be a YouTube